the other high school is at theirs and that also.
Catch it.
This is like, I'm the one that told them to start sponsoring it. That's what we have. Yeah, our concessions, yeah. $1.
What? $1?
Now taking the field, tonight's visiting team, the Westview Knights.
Right. That is not right at all, because we know the card that they want to program. This ain't cool.
And now, taking the field, please welcome your 2018 Red Mountain Mountain Lions. Captains for tonight's team meeting for the coin toss for Westview, number 32, Sebastian.
Yes, sir.
Knox.
72,
Number 11, Caden Staples.
65,
Number 6, Michael Campbell. And
60,
number 65, Julian Vasquez.
73.
Captains for Red Mountain
We're missing one, but we'll have to figure it out when they start.
You said the center. You said the center.
Number 80, Francis Kumi. And number 90, Alexander Randall. Officials for tonight's game, the referee is Steve Huddleston. The umpire is Jeff Rodemeyer. The line judge, Rich Pineda. The linesman is Steve Castillo, and the back judge is Jalen Lester. The next official is assigned by the Arizona Interscholastic Association.
You see band is literally on the, like, the farthest end that they can be on.
Red Mountain has won. The top 10 is elected to receive. Westview will defend Lascano in the first quarter. Red Mountain Football 2018 sponsors Parker & Sons. Dry Force Water Removal Specialist, Paul Beer's Water Removal Needs. Tesoro Homes Custom Home and Remodeling Specialist. Dr. Doug Wilson, Red Mountain Football. Spring Level Specialist. Christensen Oral Surgery, dedicated to care, comfort, and commitment. Arizona Tire Growth, your local one-stop auto shop. Who truly cares about their customers. Makes you the volunteer. Proud to be helping children succeed on and off the field. Force Football Academy, East Valley's premier youth football and 7-on-7 organization. Looking to buy or sell a property? Call Monica Cincinnati with Realty One Group for your Red Mountain Real Estate discount. The 2018 football season is brought to you by Parker & Sons. Cooling, heating, plumbing, electrical,
You better get on. You better get on.
Very pleasant
Back on the right, Zach Molina and Ramses Rivera.
atop the Parker & Sons press box from Red Mountain High School. We are underway from Red Mountain High School, and we join you live on Red Mountain TV. This will be Zach Molina on the reverse. They fumble the reverse. The ball is loose, and the Westview Knights have recovered the football on the 5-yard line. So a major special teams blunder for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, and that's how we begin tonight's football game.
An unfortunate error there on the special teams unit for Red Mountain, not able to cover that kick. And looked like they were trying to do a reverse there. Unfortunately, mishandled the transition there. And Westview is going to be in business here to start this one.
The Knights will have a 1st and goal to go on their first offensive play of the night. Ball will be spotted on the 5-yard line. And at quarterback for the Westview Knights will be Nicholas Vasco. Vasco, 5'9", 170, out of the gun. He'll give it up, and they run a zone read, and running to the far side of the field, it's Vasco, and he'll take it into the end zone untouched for a 5-yard run by the quarterback on a zone read. And on the very second play of this game, the Westview Knights have shocked everybody, still getting seated here at Red Mountain High School. It's 6-0 Knights.
Yeah, the crowd hasn't even had a chance to get to their seats yet here, and Westview is already up very quickly in this one. A designed zone read that time for Westview, and credit to number 1, Nathan Young, an excellent stock block on the outside to keep the lane open for the scrambling quarterback.
So the Westview Knights will send out their place kicker, Caden Staples, and he gets a good hold, and he drills that one right down the middle. So at the 11:49 mark of this opening quarter, from Red Mountain High School, our score, Westview 7 and Red Mountain 0. Talk about bang, bang, James. That was unexpected. In Nick Garrett's in his 3rd year, is an excellent coach. He will have his team prepared. They're coming off back-to-back shutouts. And lo and behold here, they have just stunned this Red Mountain football team on the first couple of plays.
Yeah, a very quick blow there delivered by Westview, scoring in the opening moments of the contest here. Look for Red Mountain to get things settled down. A very unfortunate error on special teams for them. But now they got to recover, and they got to respond here as they get the football and try to do something on offense.
So trailing 7-0. Back deep once again is Zach Molina and Ramses Rivera. Those were the two involved on the mishap early on. And the kick, it's high, it's deep, it's end over end, it's Daniel Osorio. And it's taken by the up back. And they'll take it out across the 20-yard line to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. And that's where we will get a tackle right there. From our vantage point here, it looks as though we might have had an infraction. We'll wait and see that. We'll get you our AIA officiating crew here this evening. It's a good one. The referee tonight is Steve Huddleston. The umpire is Jeff Rodemeyer. Our line judge is Rich Pineda. The linesman is Steve Castillo, and the back judge is Jalen Lester. 7-0 Westview on a 5-yard run by their quarterback, Nicholas Vasco. And this will be the D train. Darren Smith out of the pistol formation for Red Mountain. Back to throw goes Smith. Looking for the home run ball. Going deep, looking for Rivera. He's got it. In and out of his breadbasket. And he dropped the ball on the 35-yard line. Wow. Another mind-boggling play here to begin the game. We played 3 snaps. And as a fan for Red Mountain, you were just scratching your head on all 3 snaps in this one.
Yeah, a perplexing play there to say the least. Darren Smith trying to throw the ball downfield, take a shot right away on the offense for Red Mountain. But he threw into double coverage there. Nice job in coverage was number 6, Michael Campbell, 6'1", 165-pound senior for Westview. And he was in great position on that one there. But a great ball from Darren Smith, unfortunately incomplete.
Smith back to the air, fires over the middle of the field, looking for Carter Wheat. It's off his hand, and it will fall incomplete. So a quick strike to Carter Wheat, and the pass just a little bit behind him, so the timing not there for the D-Train and Carter Wheat. So 0 for 2 to begin this contest. Let's get you set up for Red Mountain. Up front, the left tackle is Ben Bray, 6'4", 255 out of Mesa. Charlie Hola is left guard, 6'1", 205. Costin Cooley, an all-region second-team performer. 15 pancakes a year ago. Carlson Cooley is the center. He's a 3-year starter. Francisco Saucedo, a 2-year starter at right guard, 5'11", 225. Jasper Parks, his second start in his young career at the right tackle spot, 6'6", 315 for Red Mountain. At quarterback, Darren Smith. Georgie Ramirez, the starting tailback. You'll see Ramses Rivera in the X. You will get Carter Wheat, the tight end, and we'll see an awful lot of Zach Molina in the H and Kalem Reese Peebles. Big-time playmakers for Red Mountain. 3rd and 10. This is a play pass over to Zach Molina, and Molina makes the reception around the 37-yard line. He's got the first down, and that was a dart from Darren Smith. Had plenty of time, stepped up in that pocket, and delivered a frozen rope to Zach Molina, showing excellent hands.
Yeah, great job that time from Zach hauling that one in. It all started with the protection up front that time for Red Mountain. The big guys up front getting it done that time, providing a ton of time there for Darren Smith to set his feet and deliver that ball on time. A little 10-yard in route there for Zach Molina, and good for a first down for the Mountain Lions.
Darren Smith to Zach Molina, good for 15 yards, and the Red Mountain will move the chains. Their first down of the evening. They run it for the first time of the night off the right tackle. That is Jarquil Garner, and Garner with a big hole off the right guard. He's running behind Saucedo, and boy, Francisco just blew open a big hole right there against that defensive front for Westview.
Yeah, great job getting off the football that time. Francisco Saucedo firing off into the defensive lineman's chest, driving him backwards. Carter Wheat coming on a nice clean out block there just behind the line of scrimmage, and Red Mountain paving the way there for Jarquil Garner. Great gain on his first carry of the night.
Dominic Russell is a force in the middle. He's one of the guys that Red Mountain's going to have to keep off the ball. They run it to Garner on a sweep, and Garner is going to be helicoptered around the 47, maybe 48-yard line as he was decked, and he's short of the first down, so not much going on that play. You have to credit Westview's defense to stretch that one out.
Yeah, that was a great job on defense there for Westview. Double A-gap blitz they had on that time. They brought pressure right up the middle, and Darren Smith felt it, got the ball into the hands of Jarquil Garner. He was able to get to the outside, but just shy of the first down here.
Attrition will be a factor here in this game tonight. A very, very warm day in the Valley of the Sun, topping out near 109 degrees as the mercury was rising all day long. As Darren Smith takes the quarterback sneak, and on the play, it looked like he had the first down, but to no avail. He fumbled the football, and the Westview Knights are going to come away with the rock.
Very unfortunate play there for Darren Smith, trying to make something happen. Design quarterback keeper did a quarterback draw, but unfortunately trying to reach out for just a little bit of extra yardage, coughed the ball up, and once again a turnover for Red Mountain, and hopefully it will not be costly as the last one was.
Sebastian Knox recovers the fumble. 136 tackles a season ago for Knox. It's his second game back. He was injured in the first game against Desert Ridge, but Sebastian Knox with the fumble recovery on the play that Cannon Griner mastered as a senior a year ago. Running the sweep to the left side, that's the Westview Knights tailback. That is number 25, Albert Curry. And for Albert Curry, he is big play, James. 200-yard effort, 4 touchdowns last week in that shutout win over Alhambra.
Yeah, Curry is the bell cow for the Westview Knights. That was a great carry that time, able to use his patience, let that play develop. They pulled the backside guard and tackle that time, came across, had a convoy of blockers in front of him, and able to gain a nice chunk of yardage there for the Knights.
Number 5, Shaq Daniels with the defensive play for Red Mountain. A gain of 8 for Curry, 2nd and 2. They keep it on the ground. Running that sweep again is Albert Curry. He's got the first down, and he'll pick up about 3 more yards as he lowers that shoulder pad and takes on Francisco Saucedo and friends. Jacob Griffin in the vicinity for Red Mountain, but that's a first down run for Albert Curry, and the Knights move the chains here right after this second turnover of the night.
Yeah, they are taking advantage of the miscues there so far for Red Mountain, and a great push off the left-hand side that time for Westview's offensive line, and number 90, Alexander Randall, in on that play as well for the defense of Red Mountain.
1st and 10 for the 37-yard line of Red Mountain. This is Vasco, the quarterback. Wants to throw for the first time tonight. Throws a screen out to the wide receiver, and coming up to make a fantastic open field tackle is double deuces Georgie Ramirez to go up and snuff out the attack of Romel Boyaba. Boyaba caught in the backfield, and that's an excellent tackle by Georgie Ramirez.
Ramirez is strong not only in the back end of the secondary for Red Mountain, but he is an outstanding run support player, able to come up and flatten out the ball carrier, have him buzz his feet just long enough for him to close in and make a textbook tackle that time for Red Mountain. Excellent job for Georgie Ramirez.
Maybe 1 yard on that play for Westview. This is a design run by Vasco. He'll go right up the middle, and he's got big yardage right along the hash marks there. A 12-yard gash against this Red Mountain defense, and that's a big play, and Evan Alta comes up to make a tackle. For Alta, 10 tackles against Perry. He had 1 tackle last week, but Evan Alta right there to make a big tackle here in this game.
Yeah, he stood in the middle there, met the ball carrier coming with a great head of steam, able to take him on low and wrap him up around the legs, and a great open field tackle that time for Evan Alta.
Game time temperature 100 degrees. Vasco to the ground once again. This is Curry, and Curry trying to get to the outside. He will run right into the safety once again, number 2, Evan Alta. Alta in back-to-back plays with 2 unassisted tackles. That's nice for the safety getting it done.
Yeah, he's having a great game here so far. You mentioned last week only 1 tackle, but looking like he's getting off the schneid here this evening so far for Red Mountain, and they're going to need him on the defensive side of the ball in run support.
I asked Coach Enders about that, and he said, hey, sometimes it's about schemes and being in position in the way that the opposition runs their plays. Some guys will be more apt to make plays than others.
That's very true, very true. It's all about position alignment and assignment, as they say.
Anthony Giraldi back in the lineup starting for Red Mountain. They go to Curry. Again, Curry has a little wiggle room there on the right side, running right at the numbers in Red Mountain territory. He'll pick up about 4 yards right there, but just that little misdirection there up front, just enough to get that crease and get Curry the productive run.
Yeah, Westview's offensive line right now is doing a great job of getting past the first level and getting up, scraping to the second level and hitting those Red Mountain linebackers. They're having a hard time scraping across and making plays, and that is why the Westview Knights are able to run the football right now.
Fanega, Vasquez, and company all up front. Vasco to the air, fires near side, and it's incomplete. Right there to make an excellent hit on the receiver is Shaq Daniels. Intended target for Westview was Vidal Wilson. Wilson 5'7", 186, and Shaq Daniels playing that boundary corner. Nice defensive position for him.
Yeah, an excellent job that time. Shaq Daniels closing in. He was right there in case the receiver made that catch, but nothing doing that time for Westview.
So on this 4th down play, Coach Garretts will have his crew line up in what would be an apparent field goal situation. Ball spotted on the 28-yard line, and the kick is going to be partially blocked by, I believe, either Shaq Daniels or Evan Alta. Got a mitt on that one. I think it was Daniels. And for Daniels, that would be his 3rd block in his young career here at Red Mountain High School.
Yeah, it was a great job that time. Shaq Daniels, I believe he was the one that got a finger on that one and hit the ball and caused it to go awry. And a nice special teams play there for Red Mountain, and they were very fortunate to have no score after that turnover.
So Daniel Osorio misses the field goal attempt, and Red Mountain's going to dodge a bullet here after their 2nd turnover of the night. They'll go to the ground game. This is Jarquell Garner, and he'll run right up the middle. He'll pick up a yard, maybe 2, and with a nice spot here, he's going to have a 3-yard carry there. Rich Pineda, the side judge there on the far side. It's 7-0. The Westview Knights took the opening kickoff, recovered a fumble on a box reverse, and scored on the very next play on a 5-yard scamper to the end zone on a zone read by Nicholas Vasco. And that's where we are right now, 6:07 and counting first quarter action from Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. This is the D train under center. There goes Wheat in motion. A run blitz coming in, and it's Garner. And Garner will run again right up the middle. He's going right behind Costa Cooley and Francisco Saucedo, and it looked like a penalty marker might have come in there, but there are a few things floating around there in the air here. We can see a player's card on the turf there, or perhaps a card that belongs in a player's wristband has actually dropped to the turf.
Yeah, a lot of things blowing around the field there.
Kalem Reese-Peebles lines up to the near side. He's got one-on-one coverage there. It's a good place to go with the football. If you're D-Train lined up in a pistol formation, Carter Wheat is the tight end. Right behind D-Train is Georgie Ramirez. This is Ramirez, and Ramirez has the first down carry and a little bit more. Nice run there by Georgie Ramirez, and that young man is just productive.
Yeah, great job out of the backfield for Georgie Ramirez there, but once again, up front for Red Mountain, they're doing a great job getting a push, just base blocking straight ahead that time. Nothing fancy, not pulling anyone, just straight ahead power football, and let the running back find the hole, and Georgie Ramirez with another nice carry for Red Mountain.
Ramirez, your back-to-back Parker & Sons Varsity Player of the Week on the Lions Den after his 8-carry, 49-yard, 2-touchdown performance last week. They go back to the ground again, running on the left side, and not a lot of room that time for Georgie Ramirez. And he's picking on that left side, and right there defensively to meet and greet was number 31. That's Jacob Green, and Jacob Green is a monster defensively, 5'9", $175. He's listed as a running back, but he's playing defensive end right there, and he is one tough fella right there.
Yeah, had that offensive tackle come out on that time, able to shed the block, stay home, and keep his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage and make the tackle for Westview.
2nd and 9 from the 37-yard line of Red Mountain. We're going to get a stop and play. And we'll find out what this is. So, number 55.
Well, equipment issue, it looks like there for Charlie Ola.
Chris Brown. Check that. Indeed. Indeed it is. Charlie changed his number. Charlie was wearing 56 at one point. So D-Train to the air. It's caught by Rivera. And Rivera tries to break a tackle, and he's just going to be slammed to the turf. So Rivera makes the completion. A sound catch for him. Good delivery by the quarterback, D-Train. And making the tackle was Nathan Nix. Nix is a tight end. He's a two-way player. 5'9", 165. Got a little physical there with Ramses Rivera.
Yeah, nice to see that little 5-yard out pattern there, and a very decisive throw that time from Darren Smith, able to set his feet, delivered a quick strike out to Rivera, who nearly broke a tackle there on the edge.
Westview showing blitz. That was a gain of 6. D-Train checks out of play. Now we're going to get a penalty marker come in. This is Rich Pineda, the side judge, and I believe he's going to call encroachment. No, it's going to go the other way. So it'll be a procedure penalty assessed to Red Mountain. So Red Mountain, kind of an inauspicious beginning here in this game, shooting themselves in the foot here a couple of times in this opening quarter, James.
Yeah, unfortunate error that time by the offensive line. Defensive line showing a little bit of a stunt there, maybe showing blitz, and just enough to draw the offensive line of Red Mountain, get them to jump. They got to hold their water up front there, especially here on this 3rd down and long.
So now Red Mountain faced with a 3rd and 8 from the 38-yard line. 3 wide receiver package for Darren Smith. Low snap, back to throw. He's in that pocket, evades pressure, steps up, throws over the middle of the field. The ball's going to be in out of the hands of Carter Wheat, and a late penalty marker comes in. So perhaps there's a defensive pass interference penalty on Carter Wheat, but that's a ball you got to catch. It would appear that's a ball you got to catch.
Yeah, that ball should have been caught for sure there. Unfortunately for Westview, Carter Wheat had excellent position there, able to box out the defender and draw the illegal contact in the backfield. And they're going to pick up a 1st down here as Red Mountain.
And that's a good way to describe that, James, because Carlos Aragon was positioned right behind Carter Wheat, almost if he was trying to put a hand in there and not quite front him, but at least come up with that front type of idea. That was the approach there, but maybe it was a little too much, and then it got that hand in there, and perhaps the shoulder draped him a bit, and that's an infraction. That's going to cost them 10 yards, and Red Mountain will gladly take it. They go to the ground. This is George Ramirez, big hole, 40. And he's down to the 30-yard line, near the 25-yard line, and he's tripped up right there on a great tackle there.
What an outstanding job by the Red Mountain offensive line that time. Little tackle trap. They pulled the inside left guard, Charlie Ola, kicked him out on the defensive end and opened up the hole there for the tailback, and a nice pick up there for Red Mountain. They are moving the football.
Gain of 23 yards for George Ramirez. That was a touchdown saving tackle by Michael Campbell, the 6'1", 165-pound senior. Got it done right there, and you show a lot of speed there from George Ramirez. This is Garner again. He goes up the middle. So Georgie's taking the ball on the outside, and Jarquell Garner's doing the tough inside running. That tackle made by the Westview Knights, Dominic Russell, and Mr. Russell is listed at 293 pounds. He looks every bit 300 right now.
Yeah, he's 3 bills plus there up front. Did a nice job swimming that offensive lineman.
They run it on the student body left to Jarquell Garner, and Garner lowers the shoulder at the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he's going to get much more than that. So a host of tacklers there, and once again, Sebastian Knox in there knocking people around.
And how about number 2, Michael Lopez, coming up in run support from his free safety position there for Westview, coming up and stoning the ball carrier right in the hole.
Great run support by the Westview defense here. So no gain for Garner at 2:02 left in this opening quarter. 3rd and 8 from the 23-yard line of Westview. D-Train with Ramirez flanked to his left. Back to throw. Has time. Looking right all the way. Throws. The ball is going to be caught by Zach Molina. Now they're going to say he did catch the ball. So Molina ran a great route. He had the first down yardage on the route, and perhaps the ball just died ever so slightly, and it was just enough that got the call there. Pineda said, hey, he didn't catch the ball. It looked clean from our vantage point here.
Yeah, very heady route that time from Zach Molina. Knew exactly where he had to be, ran to the sticks, actually just a bit past the sticks, but he had to try to come back for that one, and unfortunately not able to haul it in.
So Connor Gardner, 16 out of 17 in PAT tries. He's 4 of 5 from field goals. This is from 40 yards away. It looks good, and it is good. Connor Gardner, his 5th field goal of the campaign, and Red Mountain is on the scoreboard with a $1:42 left in this first quarter, and that would have been good from 50.
Yeah, great hold, great kick that time. Connor Gardner having an outstanding season for the special teams unit of Red Mountain, and he's doing a great job here so far tonight as well.
You're watching Red Mountain football on the Red Mountain Football Network back after this brief timeout.
Want a safer teen driver? Consider the award-winning Teen Safe Driver program from American Family Insurance.
Partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical.
Kicking off for the Mountain Lions is Connor Gardner. Back for Westview, number 11, Caden Staples, and number 14, Romelo Boyaba.
This will be Gardner from his own 40. Deep kick, and it will go over.
Gardner's kick goes into the end zone for the touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 next from the 20.
Boyaba, and that's another touchback for Connor Gardner. We talked about Gardy in weeks past, but he just brings his element to special teams.
Yes, he's going to kick it. He's going to kick it deep every time. That was an excellent kick. Got it over the head of the return man, unable to
Carry the ball anywhere out of the end zone, and that was critically huge for Red Mountain, as Westview's going to have to start on their own 20 for this one.
So trailing 7-3. This is Vasco, flushed out of the pocket. Griffin's on his horse, so does Kumi, and Vasco will try to dump it along the far sideline, and that will go incomplete. Credit the hurry to number 80, Francis Kumi, and also applying pressure from the backside was Jacob Griffin. Griffin has 5 sacks, and that is good for top 5 in the 6A conference. Number 54, Jacob Griffin.
Yeah, nice job by Griffin there, and you mentioned number 80, Francis Kumi, doing an outstanding job on the far defensive end position, able to keep his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, avoid the block, get off the block, and make the tackle. Good job.
This is Curry on the sweep, and he's got nowhere to run. Georgie Ramirez is up there from that safety position to take out the ball carrier's legs, double deuces, and Isaac Thompson also gets in on the act right there. Great defensive play by Red Mountain that time.
Yeah, that's credit to Coach Kyle Enders, defensive coordinator for Red Mountain. He's teaching those guys to swarm the football, and that's exactly what they're doing here on the Westview Knights.
To continue our defensive starters, Jake Griffin on the left side. The nose tackle is Alex Randall. The defensive tackle is Francisco Saucedo. He'll play both ways tonight. Francis Kumi is on the field right now. The backers, Isaac Thompson, Anthony Giraldi, welcome back, young man, and then Braden Jansen, the secondary upcoming. This is Vasco, takes that shotgun snap, rolls to the far side of the field, wants to throw. Now he's going to roll back to the other side. Still on his feet, zigzags around, and it's going to be dropped. And the ball might have come loose. There might be a fumble on the play. Red Mountain thinks they've got the rock, and Vasco was able to recover his own fumble. But wreaking havoc there was number 90, Alex Randall, and Francisco Saucedo.
I tell you, outstanding penetration from the Red Mountain defensive line up front, able to get through, and when the quarterback began to scramble, they were in their lanes. As soon as he turned back, there was nothing there for him. Excellent job in pursuit for Red Mountain.
So Molina stands around the 45-yard line. This is Osorio, the punter, on his own goal line. Red Mountain looks like they want to come after this one. They fumble the snap going to the up back, and the ball is out, and either way you look at it, Red Mountain's going to come away with a football, and they're going to have a short field here, trailing 7-3 with 12.4 ticks on the clock in this first quarter.
Once again, pressure up front from Red Mountain that time, getting in there and wreaking havoc in the backfield of Westview. That snap actually caromed off the up back that time. Not sure if they were trying to intentionally snap it to him and he wasn't ready, or if it was just a bad snap. But regardless, Red Mountain in business here at the 12-yard line to start this drive. What an outstanding job.
Red Mountain keys to the game against Westview. For the offense, the return of the run game. Refine the passing game and just stay disciplined. Don't turn the rock over. Give you our impact players of the game here momentarily. Short field for Red Mountain. First and goal to go. Make it 1st and 10 from the 12. And running on the right side. That time for Red Mountain. Looked like Georgie Ramirez got the rock. And Georgie will take a very little estate and he'll turn it into a nice play. That's a productive gain, a 5-yard by Ramirez. That is how the first 12 minutes ends in our score after 1 quarter play from Red Mountain High School. The Mountain Lions trail it by 4. It's Westview 7, Red Mountain 3. Second quarter action coming up after this.
Society earmarked for breast cancer. We will honor breast cancer survivals as well. Also on the 28th, we'll be sharing the Mountain Lion experience with young football players from throughout our community, and the cheerleaders will be hosting their Little Lions Clinic.
Okay, ready? Still live, we're going around. All right, 1, 2, 3.
A shout out to Red Mountain football fans. This is head coach Mike Peterson. From me to you, I invite you to listen to the Lions Den podcast each week, hosted by Red Mountain football play-by-play voice, Kevin Derryberry, the K-Man. We will talk Mountain Lion football in depth after each game. Highlights, player interviews, chalk talk, and the Parker & Sons Varsity Player of the Week. Listen to the Lions Den. And hey, don't be that guy.
For Red Mountain, Connor Gardner is money. 5 of 6 in field goals. He's in the top 2 in the 6A conference in field goals made. In fact, I now think with 5 he is tied in that top spot. So Red Mountain, 2 turnovers in the first quarter. Gave Westview a big jump start in this contest.
Yeah, Westview got off to a great start. They were not able to capitalize on that last turnover miscue there by Red Mountain. Came away empty. And Red Mountain with a great defensive stand there to end the first quarter, and they are in business here deep in Westview territory to begin the second quarter.
Red Mountain's offense 10th in the 6A conference with 1,533 total yards. Their pass game is 10th in the conference. Their rushing game is 18th in the conference. This is a 2nd and 6 from the 8-yard line. Ramirez gets the ball, and he'll go right up the middle with it. And Westview does a nice job staying home and waiting for Ramirez to run right into him. And the welcoming arms of Sebastian Knox making that tackle. I mentioned Seabass, if you will, 136 tackles last season. 12 sacks to go along with that. He's an outstanding defensive player.
Well coached, always in good position, and he has very sound technique, able to come up and make tackles in space as well as in the open field.
These two teams played each other in the quarterfinals last year right here at Red Mountain High School in a game that saw Red Mountain win it 31-7 and eliminate the Westview Knights season. This is Darren Smith under center to the end zone. The ball is going to be intercepted. It was thrown a fuzz behind Kalem Reese-Peebles, and Reese-Peebles was unable to corral that ball in, and the ball was picked off. And that is the 3rd turnover in this first half for Red Mountain. And this time, this hurts because that one was in the red zone, and that interception came in the end zone.
Yes, it was a very costly turnover there for Red Mountain. A pretty well-thrown ball, a little bit behind him, but he was able to adjust. He got his hands on it, unfortunately was not able to pull it in, and just kind of fell right into the lap of number 2, Michael Lopez for Westview. And Westview is going to take over on offense here.
Lopez just was on the ground and just saw the ball fall and just literally put his arms out there, and the ball dropped right in the breadbasket for an easy pick. So on the change of possession, it'll be Vasco once again. And before they can get this play started, a whistle blows and a penalty marker comes out. 11-11 remaining in this second quarter from Red Mountain High School. It's 7-3 Westview, and they scored on the second.
Well, if you're Westview, you want to go ahead and get a long, sustained drive, maybe chew a little bit of clock down here, go down and get some points on the board.
Red Mountain needs a defensive stand right here, and again, another penalty marker comes in.
Penalty marker down, false start against the Knights. 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 20.
Another miscue up front for Westview and the offensive line.
For Nick Garretts, this is his 3rd year as the head coach for Westview. He coached at Tonopah prior to that. He's 16-10 in his brief tenure, 2-1 this year. He replaced head coach Joe Parker. Joe Parker is now coaching offensive line at Arizona Christian University. Back to live action. This is Vasco to the ground and running with the football on the far side was their tailback, Albert Curry once again. He is the guy that's going to get the majority of the carries tonight, and he's a good one.
Yes, he is great bell cow for Westview, able to run the ball in there with a great head of steam. A nice job on the stop that time for number 80, Francis Coomey, from his defensive end position, able to maintain outside contain that time and force the action back in for the tackle.
Costin Cooley will jump onto the field here and play a little defensive tackle for this particular play. 2nd and 15 for Westview. They run it again to Curry, and he's going to run left, and he's going to be stuffed perhaps for a tackle for a loss. Isaac Thompson among friends right there to make the tackle, and Jake Griffin also was there in the area, and that is just great defense there. Talk about disciplined defense, staying home, waiting for the ball carrier, and then to go and react.
Exactly. We talked before the broadcast about reading the keys, Kevin. Follow those guards. That's exactly what the defensive lineman for Red Mountain did that time, and the ball was right there.
Curry, 13 carries, 201 yards last week, 4 touchdowns. What a difference a week makes. And there goes Curry again off that trap play, and he got belted. Absolutely lit up in the line of scrimmage there by Jacob Griffin once again. Big Jake himself year defensively, the junior, just learning how to play this game, 6'5", 210. He delivered a blow in the middle of the field that time.
Well, he ear-holed him that time, Kevin. Once again, able to read that guard, took him right to the football. He got off the block and able to hit the guy right in the mouth. Nice job by Jake Griffin.
Outstanding play as Molina's back to receive this punt. Again, Red Mountain showing blitz. Here comes Ramirez and Almta. They can't get there as Osorio puts this one up into the air. It's Molina on the run from the 40, outside of the 35. Breaks the tackle, and he's still on his feet at the 30. And he's going to be tackled around the 28-yard line. That's a nice return by Zach Molina. Special teams play. But more importantly, James, they come away securing the football.
Yeah, nice job on securing that ball. Zach Molina a bit shifty that time, trying to make something happen for his team there. A little wiggle in the middle there, and able to secure the football that time and maintain possession here for Red Mountain as they go on offense now.
Mountain Lions with a 3-1 record. They're 1-. An all-time series 2, and they are 2-0 in the second season against the Westview Knights. Quarterback, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line of Westview. They go to the ground. It's Jarquel Garner, and he'll run right, and he'll be tackled immediately by Sebastian Knox. Knox is a playmaker, and it's good to have him back for Nick Garretts. We told you what he did a year ago, but he just gets things done defensively in the middle.
Yeah, he did a nice job reading the snap count that time from the new quarterback, Garrett Strail, just into the football game. Timed it perfectly, was able to penetrate into the backfield and drop the ball carrier on immediate contact. Nice job there for Sebastian Knox.
Strail was designed to get second quarter work last week. More of the same here. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If Strail gets hot, does he stay in the game? This is Strail under center. Back to Garner on the ground. He runs up the middle, and Westview very stout right up front there, making it very difficult to find any kind of running lane for Jarquel Garner. Again, Sebastian Knox all over that play, and right next to him with some run stuffing capability was Vidal Wilson. Those guys are really stout and robust in the middle there.
Yeah, that defense for Westview. Defensive line has great, very violent hands up front, able to combat the offensive line push from Red Mountain and get off those blocks, and so far they are getting it done on the line of scrimmage on this drive.
Garrett Strail, some numbers for Strail. He's 4 of 7 for 43 yards and a touchdown this season. He had that touchdown on the last play of the game last week, a 6-yard strike to Shaq Daniels. He'll have a 3 wide receiver package this time. Flanked to his right is Ramirez. Strail over the middle of the field, caught by Molina on the far side of the field on a crossing route to the 15, the 10, and he takes on all comers on the 3-yard line. They're going to wrestle him out of bounds, but that's an excellent route by Zach Molina. And how about the timing and the delivery by your quarterback, Garrett Strail? What a strike.
Yeah, Garrett Strail under duress that time. They had A-gap pressure coming up the middle. Strail felt it, got rid of the football, and found Zach Molina coming on the crossing route across the field. He was able to gain almost a touchdown there before he was knocked out of bounds by the Westview Knights defense, number 88.
Strail to Molina for 25 yards. This is Ramirez. Student body left, gets to the goal line, and he is tackled right there. Excellent defensive play by the Westview Knights.
That was number 6, Michael Campbell, flowing across there on the defensive line for Westview. Able to secure the tackle there just as Georgie Ramirez posted the line of scrimmage there on that toss play.
Campbell with an outstanding tackle on that play to eliminate the scoring chance for Georgie Ramirez, who had 2 touchdowns last week, his first and second varsity touchdowns. And now you can see Coach Peterson coaching him up right now. He's going to take a timeout here. That's a big-time hit by Campbell. He is a defensive playmaker for sure. So Red Mountain will talk this one over. And James, for the Mountain Lions here, we talked about it before the game. I asked you, what do you think the identity of this offense is? And kind of talked it out a little bit. The identity is somewhat still unknown with this group. Believe it or not, when you break down their passing play, the breakdown on the percentage of passes versus runs, it's 51% to 49% pass-run mix. That's what you call balance. So is there a mistaken identity here? Is there not known what the identity is here? This is a balanced football team, so it's deceptive on how to determine what kind of a team they are, because they can throw it deep, they can grind you, they can pound it, they can beat you a lot of different ways, and they can get guys in space, they can spread you out.
Yeah, and they can use their weapons. Coach Peterson does a great job of using the weapons that they have at their disposal, and a great offensive line play up front, and both quarterbacks have been very successful so far this season as well, so that definitely helps.
Jumbo package for Strail. Turns around to give to Georgie Ramirez, and he'll plunge right into the end zone for a touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown in as many weeks for Georgie Ramirez. His 3rd touchdown in 2 weeks. Pater Pops touchdown, Red Mountain.
Yeah, nice inside trap play that time from Red Mountain. A quick hitter there and able to get it to Georgie Ramirez. He was accosted right at the goal line, but nothing doing as he had crossed the plane and was in for the touchdown.
Georgie with his 3rd touchdown on the ground this year, and Garrett Strail will put the ball down. Good placement, and the kick is up and it's good. Connor Gardner is now 17-18 in point after tries, and that young man has just been a godsend for Red Mountain football. The special teams and the kicking game by Connor Gardner.
Yeah, an excellent job by Gardner all season long, as you mentioned, and definitely getting it done here tonight as well. He's one of the leaders in the 6A conference, and he's just showed you why here this evening. A solid kicker, very reliable, and that's exactly what you want if you are a special teams coordinator.
So Red Mountain is able to cash in a botched punt, and they are able to turn in a short field for a touchdown. The botched punt was on the previous series. It was Molina's punt that set that one up. And some good running there by Georgie Ramirez. And it was Garrett Strail, who's lined up on special teams right now, the backup quarterback that engineered that scoring drive to make the score 10-7 Red Mountain.
Yeah, excellent poise in the pocket that time from Garrett Strail, coming in to his first bit of action here in the game. Looked like he'd been in the game all night long, and great job. And once again, credit to the offensive line up front for giving him the time to be successful.
So Garner on. Back deep, this is Perez. Perez gets through that second level around the 20-yard line, and he's going to be belted right there. Shaq Daniels on the special teams play, and that's a nice job of hustling down the field to get to the ball carrier and get to the rock. Shaq Daniels, excellent versatility for his game.
Yeah, nice job covering that kick. Number 5, Shaq Daniels for Red Mountain. Excellent coverage all over the field, actually, on that one. Special teams unit there for Red Mountain. Doing a great job getting down the field. The runner took off from the 1-yard line, but as soon as they came in contact, they dropped him. Great job.
So Westview will go to the ground again. This is Albert Curry, and Curry's going to lose his helmet on the play, and he runs right into a pack of Lions. And you could tell that Anthony Giraldi's starting to feel it just a little bit. He was in on that play, and so was Isaac Thompson.
Yeah, Giraldi's getting his juju back there. You can feel it. He's starting to slap the leather a little bit more in the middle there, and let's hope that he comes on a little bit stronger as the game goes on and starts making some plays for Red Mountain.
We talk an awful lot about making adjustments within the game. Kyle Anders, one of the best at that. Mike Peterson, the same. And they have adjusted right here. Vasco to the air, wants to go up top, looking for a man. He makes a reception at the 50-yard line, and he's into Red Mountain territory around the 33-yard line. Making that catch was number 34, Anthony Rodriguez. That's a huge play over the top from Vasco to Rodriguez.
What a great job delivering the football on time. Rodriguez running a 9 route on the far side of the football field, had his man beat the entire way. Georgie Ramirez trailing in coverage. He was ultimately able to make the tackle, but not before a sizable gain for Westview.
Yeah, that's sizable gain, 46 yards on the catch and run. Rodriguez remains shaken up on the play, and he's going to be helped up to his feet here. 46-yard play, and that was a pass play. That's the longest pass play of the season for Westview, and to think that last week, Dobson only put up 41 yards in the air, only 71 yards of total offense for the Dobson Mustangs in that 60-0 win for Red Mountain. What a difference a week makes.
Yeah, very efficient passing game here for Westview so far tonight. They've taken a couple of shots down the field, a couple unsuccessful, but they continue to take the shots nonetheless. And that one very successful that time down the far side of the field. And they're in business here, trailing 10-7 with 6:51 remaining in the first half.
Bosco is 16-31, 164 yards, 3 touchdowns on the season. First and 10 from the Red Mountain 33. They run a sweep to the right side, and the ball carrier will have a yard, maybe 2, and then it's going to be forced down to the ground. Dominic Fuentes is the ball carrier, and Evan Alta comes up to make his 3rd tackle of the night here for Red Mountain football. So between Jacob Griffin and Evan Alta, those guys got it going here. Isaac Thompson, too, just continues to make plays defensively.
Yeah, that's one thing that this Red Mountain defensive unit has done all season long. They've been really good in run support from the secondary, and they continue to do that here tonight.
Fuentes, just a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 for the Red Mountain 32. It's Vasco off his back foot, and he tries to complete a pass out into the flat to Ramel Boyaba, and Boyaba wasn't going to be able to make that reception, and one of the reasons for is because up front, making it oh so difficult on Vasco was Jacob Griffin. Give him another hurry tonight in this one.
Yeah, great job by Jacob Griffin in pursuit of the quarterback that time, and in to help him as well, number 76, Costin Cooley, playing some more Iron Man football for Red Mountain. He was there right besides Jake Griffin for that sack.
Mountain Lions wearing their home scarlet uniforms with their black pants tonight. Westview wearing their all white trimmed in blue. 2 wide receiver package for Vasco to the near side. Vasco a shotgun snap, flushed out of the pocket. He throws, and the ball is going to be incomplete. Francis Kumi was all over Vasco and made it difficult for him to have any kind of sight lines to throw the football. And you saw the pass was errant and out of bounds.
Yeah, very quick first step for Francis Kumi. He's able to fire off the football and make a very quick move, get into the chest of the offensive lineman and beat him 9 times out of 10. And once again, coming up in support again was number 76, Costin Cooley, just throwing his man to the side like a rag doll and getting in there in the backfield and making a play.
So 4th and 9 for the Mountain Lion 32-yard line. This is a punt formation here. George Ramirez is back at his own 11-yard line. Osorio is on. He is in punt formation for the Westview Knights. Osorio, 5'9", 180. He's also their long snapper. And he angles this one to the near side, going for that coffin corner, but it's going to take a Westview bounce, and it's going to be a great punt by Osorio inside the 20-yard line. In fact, inside the 5-yard line, spotted on the 4, and that's where Red Mountain will go to work. 5:49 remaining till halftime. They lead it 10-7, but it's been a very sluggish first start here for Red Mountain.
Yes, it has been a sluggish start. They look to get a few more points on the board here. They're starting deep from their own territory. Look for them to take another shot or two. Maybe they'll get the ground game going here early in the drive and take a shot in maybe third down or so. We'll see what happens.
What's interesting about this next series is the quarterback, Garrett Strail, will take the snaps here again. So if you just go with the theme, stay hot, kid, stay hot, young man, Garrett Strail is going to earn this second series here. We had him set up to play one or two series tonight, but back-to-back series, we didn't know he was going to do that, but there he is. Strail out of the shotgun, fires a pass complete to the far side, Ramses Rivera. I don't think that everybody got set up, so we'll see what this infraction's all about. The AIA referee, Steve Huddleston, right there to make the call, and it is indeed an illegal shift.
Yeah, unfortunately, the guys were not set before the ball was snapped. Somebody was moving towards the line of scrimmage, and that necessitates a procedure penalty. So Red Mountain is going to get backed up a little bit here. We'll see what they do on second.
Some great games around the high school circuit tonight. Chaparral and Scottsdale Saguaro at center stage, among other great contests. So Red Mountain with their hands full here, leading 10-7. Ball spotted on their own 4-yard line. I think they backed it up to the 3 after the half the distance penalty. Trip to the far side. This is Rivera. And Rivera makes the catch around the 2-yard line, and he'll fight his way forward for about 4 yards. And good defense there by the Westview Knights to pursue the very fleet of foot Ramses Rivera.
Yeah, they went back to the well one more time with that quick screen out to the Ramses Rivera on the far side of the field. And Westview did a great job of snuffing it out. Weren't fooled on that one.
Garrett Still to Rivera. Gain of 5 yards. This will be a 3rd and 5 from their own 9-yard line. Zach Molina's lined up in the slot to the near side. It's Ramses Rivera. One-on-one coverage this way if they want to take it. Strail back to throw. Wants to go deep. Now he's going to tuck it and run it. And Strail is going to be very close to the line to gain. He might have had the first down. He does have the first down. Garrett Strail making a play and extending a play with his legs. Excellent job there by number 13, Garrett Strail.
Yeah, he saw the hole open up. Great coverage on the back end for Westview. No one home. He had to tuck it and run and did a great job of carrying that ball high and tight, scrambling, getting to the outside, and picking up the first down for Red Mountain, keeping this drive going.
Back in camp, I asked several different players and coaches who was going to be the quarterback this year for the team. And believe it or not, in camp, I got 3 different answers. That speaks highly of all these student athletes here. On the rollout, it is Strail, and he dumps it off to Molina, and Molina's going to take a shot. The second hit through, that was Sebastian Knox. Boy, you want to duck and get down before Seabass comes along there, but nice throw again there by Strail. Molina made the catch.
They had weak side A-gap pressure on that time, did Westview, and Strail did a nice job of feeling it coming up the field, able to get rid of the football on the near side, and nice little pickup there, but nice stuff as well there for Westview and their defense.
That nice little pickup was 0 yards on that play. 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. Strail again with his work cut out for him here. Flank to the right is Jarquil Garner. The give is to Garner. Garner runs left. They stretch him out, and they're going to tackle him at the line of scrimmage. Number 18 for the Westview Knights, all over that. Vidal Wilson snuffed that one out, and that was great pursuit by the defensive end to just get there and snuff it out.
Yeah, great job getting off the block up front that time. Number 31 for Westview, able to scrape across and get into the backfield a little bit, run down the line of scrimmage, and make the tackle for the Knights.
One of the other things that I asked the fellows, back to the quarterback issue, they all said a different answer. Darren Smith had supporters. Garrett Strail had a lot of supporters. Hiram Boren had supporters. So that's just good to see. There's good chemistry and good fight amongst these student athletes. 3rd and 10 from the 16-yard line. Strail wants the pass from the pocket, throws over the middle of the field. It's caught by Molina. Molina's got the first down, makes a move at the 35-yard line, and they're going to wrestle him down there around the 37-yard line. We'll spot it back at the 35. But once again, the favorite target emerging here is Zach Molina. And Molina with 3 receptions here already. Another really nice pass there by Garrett Strail. The accuracy is very important here, and it's been on the money.
Yeah, Strail able to set his feet once again there and deliver a beautiful football, but what a pocket up front provided by the offensive line. He had all day long, no one in his face. He found Zach Molina coming on a crossing route, able to get it out there. And once again, number 4, Ramses Rivera with a great stock block, coming back, a peel back block actually, and did a great job of springing for extra yards on that one.
Coach Mendengal very, very pleased with those wide receivers continuing to get it done. Strail again to the air, steps up in the pocket, wants to go deep. He throws. The ball is in and out of Ramses Rivera's mitts. The ball was on target, and there was defensive pressure there, but that looked like a ball that Rivera should haul in. Another tough break for this Red Mountain offense.
Wow, Garrett Strail, I tell you, what a nice job standing tall in the pocket, 5'8", playing a lot bigger than that, able to stand in there and deliver another strike. Unfortunately, Ramses Rivera unable to haul that one in for Red Mountain.
Defensively for Westview, with some excellent coverage, was Caden Staples. Second and 10 from the 35-yard line. They want to set up a screen over the middle of the field. The Wheat makes the reception at the 40, to the outside to the 50-yard line, makes a move at the 50, and he's going to be in Westview territory around the 44-yard line. How about that pitch and catch from Garrett Strail to the tight end Carter Wheat?
Yeah, Strail does an excellent job once again feeling the pressure, able to get rid of the football on time, very accurate, and Carter Wheat doing the rest there, rumbling down the field and picking up a nice gain there for Red Mountain. Westview is going to have to talk to their curl to flat defenders as they are not getting it done here in the last few plays.
Carter Wheat with his 10th catch of the year, and he's coming off a 2-for-7 game last week. Nice catch by him. Strail to the air, fires outside. Lorenzo Bowers breaks the tackle at the 40, 35-30, and Bowers is going to be thrown out of bounds around the 21-yard line, and he indicates that's a first down. Nice job there by Lorenzo Bowers. Another really nice pass by Garrett Strail.
Yeah, nice job delivering the football on time, and a nice move there by Lobo on the outside to shake the defender and pick up the first down for Red Mountain. They are moving the football here on this drive and doing a great job up front as well.
That's what Lorenzo Bowers could do. With good hands, he's so strong and so fast, he can make plays once he catches the football, and you saw a little bit of that right there. Gain of 21, Strail to Bowers. They want to go that way again. Strail has time. He's going to step up and run with it to the 20. Outside looking for a block. Strail may score a touchdown, and he walks into the end zone. 23 yards away, Pater pops, touchdown Red Mountain. But there are all kinds of penalty markers on the field, and this one looks like it may be coming back. Let's sort it out. But how about the ability to run the football by Garrett Strail? Nothing there in the passing game for him. Tucks it, runs it, and houses it. It won't stand up more than likely, but that was an athletic play by the quarterback, Garrett Strail.
Yeah, what I really like about Garrett Strail in this quarterback play is he was able to diagnose the fact that there was nothing open down the field, made a very decisive decision to tuck the football and begin to run, and made the most out of that play. Unfortunately, Clemry's people's trying to make a play for the football team on the outside there, but he's going to get called for a block in the back, and that one's going to come back.
Dominic Russell was on the field shaking up. Good to see him moving. So the penalty is going to negate a touchdown, a 23-yard touchdown run by Garrett Strail. And a game like this, you can kind of get the feel that if you're not making plays and you're not producing, there's a chance that you might see another guy in there at least for a series or two.
Yeah, it's very tight, very competitive game here so far.
It's competitive on the same sideline, too.
It is, definitely.
So Red Mountain faced with a 1st and 12 from the Westview 25-yard line. This is Strail under center. Bowers to the near side. Reese Peeblitz to the far side. They run it to Ramirez, and Ramirez is going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Making that tackle with a TFL was Carlos Aragon, and shooting the gap there was Aragon. Nice defensive play by him.
Yeah, an A-gap blitz that time for Westview. They sent Aragon right up the middle. He timed it perfectly, able to get in the backfield and make a shoestring tackle on the running back for Red Mountain, and an excellent play from Westview.
2nd and 14 now for Strail. Ball's on the 27-yard line. That was a huge loss right there. Strail to the air, fires complete to Carter Wheat, and Carter Wheat's going to be dumped at the 20-yard line. Runs right into the defender, and he somersaults right over him, running right into Michael Lopez. But securing the football was number 99, Carter Wheat.
Yeah, great catch there for Carter Wheat, and able to pick up some positive yardage for Red Mountain. You like to see him turn that ball a little bit more up the field, maybe take on another defender and pick up a few more yards on that one, but nonetheless a great catch.
Securing the football, no doubt about that. So this will be a possession play here. Final minute of this first half. 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line. Strail to the air. He goes over the middle, and it's caught by Carter Wheat, and he makes the reception around the 8-yard line, and he's going to be tackled around the 4-yard line, spotted at the 5. And you talk about a tight window, that's exactly what Garrett Strail did. There might have been guys on the outside, but he knew exactly where he wanted to deliver the football, and he delivered to that big target, number 99, Carter Wheat, second reception in as many plays.
Yeah, what a great job, number 99, Carter Wheat, on the far side of the football field from the tight end position, running down the seam, and Garrett Strail finding that narrow window, delivering the football on time, and Carter Wheat able to stand tall on that one in double coverage and make the reception. A nice gain for Red Mountain there and the offense.
Carter Wheat finally over 100 yards on the season. Going into the game, he had 11 catches for 93 yards. James?
Listen to the Lions Den podcast with head coach Mike Peterson every Wednesday. Show host Kevin Derryberry enjoys conversation with Coach Peterson about tonight's game against the Westview Knights, Chalk Talk, the varsity player of the week, and a preview of next week's opponent.
The unbeaten Basha Bears.
The unbeaten Basha Bears will be right back here at Red Mountain High School for that one. So make sure and catch the Varsity Player of the Week as well on the Lions Den podcast every week.
Basha is taking on Highland tonight, I believe, from Highland High School. So you have a battle of the unbeatens there at Highland.
Yeah, that should be a dandy next week, too, here with Basha.
All right, here we go. This will be a 1st and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Strail wants to throw the football. Has time, rolls to the near side, and he's going to throw to the near side, looking for the tight end, Alexander Randall. It's always funny when you see the big fellow, number 90, who lines up as a fullback that time, I believe. But let's sort it out. Steve Huddleston in the middle of the fracas, penalty marker thrown on the play. And an illegal man downfield against Red Mountain. So some more things that can be worked on, some more things to clean up here. Tight ball game here from Red Mountain High School. And I read a piece in ArizonaVarsity.com written by Ralph Amson, and he was just picking some games this week, his top 18 in the state this week, and talked about how if you score 21 points against Westview, you have a chance to win. But hey, watch out, because both these teams are very, very good defensively. So that number we're looking at here tonight is 21. It's 10-7 now. Strail back to throw, looking left all the way. He fires, and the ball is going to be in and out. No, it's going to be picked off. The ball's intercepted. The target was Ramses Rivera. He's the most targeted player on this team, over 30 targets for Ramses Rivera. But Westview with an interception by Nathan Nix, and that is the 4th turnover of this first half for Red Mountain.
Yeah, that one very costly there. Garrett Strail tried to deliver the ball, but that was a very long throw from across the football field, and just had a little bit too much air underneath it, and a little late getting over there and getting to it was Ramses Rivera.
And we have credited Strail with the on-time delivery and the accuracy, and that one was just late, perhaps by everybody. Maybe it was a late break by Rivera, and the throw was just ever so tardy. That will be interesting to break that one down on what exactly happened there. But what we do know is the final 17.3 ticks will run off the clock here. So Red Mountain, with 4 turnovers in this first half, has allowed the Westview Knights to stay in this football game.
Yeah, 3-point game here going into the half, and if you're Red Mountain, you want to be a little bit more authoritative in your attack in the second half. And we mentioned during the earlier part of the broadcast that one of the best teams in football at making halftime adjustments is the Red Mountain Lions. And we'll look for Coach Mike Peterson and the staff to do that here momentarily.
It's halftime from Red Mountain High School. Our score at the break: Red Mountain 10, Westview 7. Halftime festivities coming up next.
And Arizona Coyotes.
Parker & Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the field for your halftime entertainment, please welcome the Red Mountain Varsity Pods. Let's hear it for the Red Mountain Varsity Pond. Nice job, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the 2018 Red Mountain Marching Pride. This year's show, entitled Aurora Borealis, features the music Starry, Starry Night by Don McLean, Music of the Spheres, and Symphony number 21 by Shostakovich. let's hear for the Red Mountain Marching Pride. The Red Mountain Marching Band is under the direction of Jennifer Hamilton. Percussion instructors are Trevor Gipper and Michael Perez. The guard instructors are Aubrey Oliver and Jamie Warhus. The Red Mountain Marching Pride would like to thank its sponsors. Ward's Lawn and Power Equipment. Family owned and operated in Gilbert, Arizona since 1987, offering the best in quality outdoor power equipment sales, parts, and service for home and commercial. That's Ward's Lawn and Power Equipment. Velocity Mechanical is your local family-owned and operated air conditioning contractor that believes your family's comfort is priority. Technical Systems provides a comprehensive solution in intrusion detection, access control, video surveillance, school crisis systems monitoring, and network systems. For all your security and AV needs, call B&M Communications because you need to trust your security company. Milano Music Center, family-owned since 1946 in downtown Mesa, providing instruments, sheet music, and lessons. Tappy Marketplace is an interactive shopping, dining, and entertainment experience with over 100 shops and restaurants and more than 300 events a year. Music and Arts is your one-stop shop for everything you need to be the best musician you can be. Superstition Sunrise Luxury RV Resort, making your stay a fun and memorable experience. And finally, thanks to the Napa Auto Parts Elliott Road Store and Mr. Tallman for their support of the Marching Pride Boosters.
It's good. I've been hanging out with Elliot a lot. I know. She's so sad. Like, she's actually like crushing me. I'm sweating so bad. She's my only friend. Seriously, I mean, so hot. She has fun roommates though. Yeah. And her old roommates. Yeah. And Kate. I'll be back on 10. Yeah. Bye. I couldn't read my name for a second. Can we go out there? Wait, where? I'm kidding. No, wait. Actually, people are like, let's go. Make money. But it's because I Snapchat like no. Like really, and I bet he does it. No, really. All we do is send each other's pictures back and forth. Yeah, he does it to Tatum too.
Weston! I know.
Returning for the second half, the visiting Westview Knights.
He's like, just email me. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Now taking the field for the second half are Red Mountain Lions. Red Mountain Football's 2018 sponsors are Parker & Sons, cooling, heating, plumbing, electrical, water softening. With Parker & Sons, there'll be no Melvins on your job. Dry Force Water Removal Specialists. Call for all your water removal needs. Cicero Homes Custom Home and Remodeling Specialist. Dr. Doug Griffin, Red Mountain Football's coordinating specialist. Christensen Oral Surgery, dedicated to care, comfort, and commitment. Arizona Tire Pros, your locally owned one-stop auto shop who truly cares about their customers. Mesa Youth Football and Cheer, proud to be helping children succeed on and off the field. Forest Football Academy, the East Valley's premier youth football and 7-on-7 organization. Monica Timpani, looking to buy or sell a property? Call Monica Timpani with Realty One Group for your Red Mountain real estate discount.
Those deceptive looks.
We would like to wish a happy birthday to senior and student athletic trainer Hannah Peterson. Happy birthday, Hannah.
This might be.
The Westview Knights will receive the second half kickoff. Red Mountain will defend the south goal here in the third quarter. Kicking off for the Lions, number 25, Connor Gardner. And deep to receive for the Knights, number 11, Caden Staples, and number 14, Romel Boyaba.
Red Mountain High School, the second half is ready to commence. 10-7 our score. Red Mountain trying to survive 4 first half turnovers and a plethora of penalties and drop passes. And that's where we are right now. A 3-point advantage for the Mountain Lions here in the game, half number 2. kick it off. And back deep on the far side with that reception is Boyaba. Boyaba straight ahead to the 10 to 15, and he's going to be run right into a special teams host of tacklers. Led by
Boyaba on the return.
Shaq.
Number 5, Shaq Daniels in the tackle, assisted by number 14, Jerry
Nice
Wilson.
special teams play there for Red Mountain, able to stuff that right away and look for the defense to pin their ears back here and make some plays to open up this third quarter. Red Mountain only had by 3 points here. They were thinking they'd be ahead by a little bit
15
more.
yards on the return for the first and 10 Westview, number 18.
And see if they get that ball back.
Red Mountain will take on the Basha Bears here at home next week. The game will be televised by Cox Communications. James Booby and I will be working from our normal perch right here in the Parker & Sons press box.
No play penalty marker before the snap. False start against the Knights. Will back them up 5 yards. First and 15.
The first play of the second half by the Westview Knights is a procedure penalty. We thought you cleaned that stuff up in halftime there.
Yeah, you need to. Those technicalities will end up haunting you, and especially when you're deep in your own territory to start the drive here. The last thing you want to do is have a procedure penalty and dig yourself further into the hole.
Albert Curry held in check for much of the first half as Vasco splits them out. Now they run a sweep to Curry, and Curry is going to get through one line of tacklers and then get that second level, which is about a yard later, and he runs right into what looks to be Francisco Saucedo right there in the mix early in this second half.
Yeah, great job by Sauce that time up front on the defensive line for Red Mountain. He was nearly double teamed there, got off the block and stayed right on the line of scrimmage, ran the play down and dropped the ball carrier. Nice job there for Francisco Saucedo.
JP, they say if you have health, you have everything, and Francisco Saucedo has his health this year, and he's just a difference on both sides of the football for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions.
Yeah, he's been a wrecking crew for them up front on both sides of the ball, as you mentioned.
2nd and 15 for Vasco. There goes Curry in motion. It's Vasco. He'll keep it and go right up the middle, and he will have to take Alexander Randall with him because AR was going along for the ride. Nice tackle there. You talk about wrapping up and holding on for dear life. Randall just brought him right to the ground.
Yeah, textbook tackle that time from Alexander Randall, able to square his shoulders, wrap up the ball carrier, keep those feet driving the entire time, and ensure that that guy's going to go down.
So a big play here for the Red Mountain defense. It'll be a 3rd and 12 from the 16-yard line. Vasco with an empty set, 3-wide receiver package. There goes his tailback in motion, and on a jet sweep, they try to turn the corner, and Francisco Saucedo once again right there to make the tackle. Jacob Griffin will clean the play up, and nice little fleet-of-foot run there by number 26. That was Jacob Olivas, and he tried to turn on the Jets once he turned around the corner, but just ran into Sauce and Jake Griffin, and those two guys have been dominant here tonight.
Well, once again, Francisco Saucedo from his opposite side, 3 technique position, running that play down from the far side of the field. Excellent job staying home there, penetrating and running down the football. Nice job there once again for Saucedo.
Alexander Randall had picked up his 27th tackle on the play previous. Good rush there by Red Mountain, a short punt, and Molina's nowhere near where the football is, so Westview will cover it up on the 44-yard line on this change of possession. Red Mountain will get the rock back, leading it 10-7 here with 9:37 to go in this third quarter. A score, I believe, in the second quarter was Chaparral. They had a 21-7 lead over Saguaro in a battle of the Scottsdale schools, and the return of that rivalry between Saguaro and Scottsdale Chaparral. Back in the day, I was in the middle of that rivalry. Just a tremendous rivalry. Jason Mons and Coach Barnes, now the new head coach for Chaparral. 1st and 10, Red Mountain from the 44-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Garrett Strill starting this second half at quarterback, and they run a stretch play to Jarquel Garner, and it's blown up in the backfield. Another tackle for a loss by Carlos Aragon, and coming into this game, James, the Westview Knights had 51 tackles for a loss. They continue to do that here this evening. That's their 3rd tonight.
Yeah, they have great ball get-off up front for the defensive line, and once again, Aragon doing a great job from his linebacker position there, coming through and making the play, holding on and making the tackle in the backfield for Westview.
Shooting the gap, Jarquel Garner has yet to get unleashed here in this one. Westview showing blitz. Strill back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, dumps it off in the flat to Jarquel Garner. Jarquel Garner will lower the shoulder pad, and he'll take on the defensive back that time, number 11, Caden Staples. And that was just a positive play right there. Strail to Jarquell Garner.
Yeah, Garner running out into the flat that time. Strail felt that weak side B-gap pressure coming from Westview's defensive line and able to deliver the ball out into the flat to Garner and pick up a nice little chunk there.
Strail to Garner for 6 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7 from the 47. Possession play for Red Mountain. 2 wide receivers to the far side. This is Peebles to the near side. Ball is caught by Ramses Rivera, and Rivera's got the first down. And his offensive line, oh no. Sebastian Knox has come away with the football, and Knox has the ball, and he's tackled on the 41-yard line. A player for Westview is down. If the play holds up, that would be the 5th turnover of the night. And I believe it's a fumble by Ramses Rivera.
Yeah, it looked like a couple of offensive linemen were coming in there trying to push the pile, get him to go a little bit further. And somewhere in the middle of that fracas, Ramses Rivera lost the football, and who else but Knox comes up with it for Westview. And a sizable return there, but a man down for Westview right now. We'll see who that is here momentarily.
Sebastian Knox is a physical kid. We will look at the player that's injured for Red Mountain. I beg your pardon, for Westview. One of their interior linemen. You can see the Westview coaches over there. It looks like Dominic Russell again, their defensive tackle. So with his pause in the action, we will step aside. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
Sponsor of your Phoenix Suns and Arizona Coyotes.
Parker & Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
The Parker & Sons Red Mountain Varsity Player of the Week.
That was George Ramirez. And that was Patrick Legreed on the voiceover. Good stuff from Patrick Legreed, the voice of the Mercury. That is Dominic Russell. And Dom cannot put any weight on that left leg of his, so that would be a huge loss for Westview football. Dominic Russell, 5'11", 293. He's a load, and he just makes things oh so difficult for the opposition.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job of clogging it up in the middle there tonight, and that will be a huge loss if he's not able to return to the football field, going off very gingerly there to the sideline for Westview.
But more importantly, how does Red Mountain correct the 5 turnovers here in this football game? Typically, if you turn it over 5 times, JP, it is oh so difficult to win. And Red Mountain has their work cut out for him. This is Vasco, wants to set up a screen, has all kinds of time, and he's just going to throw it to the knees of his intended target. That looked like it was number 18, Vidal Wilson.
Wilson heard footsteps on that one, had a number of Red Mountain defenders closing in there. Number 80, Francis Coomey, leading the charge there for Red Mountain, and he would have been right on the stick there for the Lions had that ball been caught.
Vasco is, with his 164 yards passing this season, he's 35th in the 6A conference. They just don't throw the ball very much. And their offense, the wing T, typically runs right through Albert Curry. He's been slowed here tonight. So Nick Garrett's going to have to change things up if he wants to win this football game, trailing by 3. This is a zone read by the quarterback Vasco. And Vasco will run towards the middle of the field, trying to run behind his left guard. And not a lot of room to run right there as Braden Jansen comes in there and makes things difficult. The baby thumper laying a lick.
Yeah, Braden doing a nice job of getting in there and making a play for Red Mountain. Also nice to see Anthony Giraldi, number 12, in there on that one as well.
AG in the mix. So that was just a gain of 2. 3 wide receiver package for Vasco. Out of the gun, low snap. He's going to be pressured. He throws, and it's too tall for his wide receiver. One of the reasons why he threw just a little bit too early was because Francis Coomey was applying the pressure, and give Coomey another hurry there.
Yeah, great job there. Number 80, Francis Kumi, coming from the defensive end position, able to force the action back inside, not giving up outside contain, and in on the play as well there. Number 54, Jake Griffin in the backfield, and he was right there in the face of the quarterback as well.
The intended target was number 19, Rico Bocanegra, right? Bocanegra, interesting name. So Zemo back on the 10-yard line here, 10-7. Boy, could Red Mountain use a punt return right here. This is Osorio from his own 48-yard line. A good snap, and he angles one to the far side, and they will not give Zach Molina a chance. And this one's going to be a favorable bounce for Red Mountain. Will roll into the end zone, and by rule, the ball will be placed on the 20-yard line, and that's where the Red Mountain offense will go to work. And let's see who the quarterback is going to be. It's going to be Garrett Strail. So Garrett Strail has started this second half, and he is the leader right now. Looking for where the backup quarterback is just to see his position on the field, where Darren Smith is at. Alex Randall comes over and has a seat. The defense does. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, 80 yards away for Red Mountain. Jarquell Garner starts the series in the backfield, and he's going to be tripped up in the backfield. Boy, he's going to lunge towards the line of scrimmage and just get back to it. But Carlos Aragon, once again, with an excellent defensive play, shooting the gap for Westview.
Yeah, Garner with the quick hitter that time for Red Mountain. A little sidestep there trying to elude the tackler, but Aragon once again in great position there on defense and able to make the stop there for the Knights.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from the 21-yard line. Westview again showing blitz, Strail to the air, and the pass is complete by Lorenzo Bowers. And Bowers makes the reception and turns upfield, and he'll have a very physical run after the catch there by Bowers, but nearly picking that one off was number 88, and that is Nathan Nix. Nix has been in a lot of passes tonight. He has defended several balls, and he already has a pick too.
Yeah, great job by Nix there, breaking on that football. Almost came up with the pick, but what a job that time for Lobo, using that 6'3" frame to wall off that defender and haul that one in for Red Mountain.
He out-muscled Nix that time. Strail to the air on a 3rd down. Here comes the pressure. He evades the pressure to the far sideline. He throws, and the ball is going to be dropped. Carter Wheat, the intended target, left his feet on the 50-yard line and dove, extended his body, and just wasn't able to corral that football in. Another ball that looked to be catchable for Garrett Strail. So this drive will stall, and Red Mountain still holding on to a 10-7 lead despite 5 turnovers. And here comes Connor Gardner, the punter, once again.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Red Mountain that time. Excellent job for Strail, rolling out to his left, able to flip his hips just in time. Tried to get that one out to Carter Wheat, but just out past his fingertips for Red Mountain.
Gardner, the left-footed punter, shanks one, and unfortunately for Gardy, that ball is going to be spotted around the 39-yard line of Red Mountain. Unofficially a 13-yard punt, and that'll kill your 34.1-yard average.
Yeah, Connor Gardner doing a great job tonight here, except for that last one there. But he wishes they could have that one back. But overall, had a good night so far. But once again, he wishes he could kick that one over again.
Georgie Ramirez with 5 tackles in the first half. Ramirez, Saucedo, and Jake Griffin all had big first halves defensively. And Isaac Thompson contributes each and every time. There's Darren Smith right next to the quarterback and the offensive coordinator, Tabor Lamar. So it will be interesting to see what happens on the next series. There is the quarterback, and he makes a completion on the far side. That's Vasco. And he makes the completion to Isaac Hall. Good for about 6 yards. When you think about the name Nicholas Vasco, you probably think about the brother, Tyler Vasco, a 2,000-yard rusher for Westview. We talked to Nick Garretts before the ball game and said, where is Mr. Vasco playing? The tank, Tyler Vasco. He is not playing football, as he told us, James. He hung him up.
Yeah, very unfortunate to hear that. Tyler Vasco was a big player in the first game I ever called a couple of years ago, Westview and Saguaro. It's unfortunate to hear that he is not playing football anymore.
So faced with a 2nd and 6 from the Mountain Line 35-yard line, Westview will move things just a little bit prematurely on that offensive line, and that'll be a procedure penalty. Steve Huddleston right there to make the call, and they'll back up the Knights 5 yards here. Boy, you talk about a sluggish, real sputtering type game here tonight. These are the toughest to call. Or is it that 60-0 a tough one to call? I find myself thinking, and when you're always coaching, you're trying to critique yourself. All right, we got to be better in a 60-0 ball game. And I was just talking about towards the end of the game, you're kind of talking about other crazy stuff and not staying focused on the game because you've tuned out like everybody else has. It's 60-0, folks.
Yeah,
we've all tuned out.
It's very tough to stay in. You see the fans leaving early as they did last week at Dobson, and a very strong Red Mountain team going into Central Mesa last week and putting a thumping on the Dobson Mustangs.
My picks to click tonight, JP, we're struggling just a little bit, but Georgie Ramirez is always there to bail me out. Georgie, in tonight's ball game, 6 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. So my impact player for Red Mountain on offense was Georgie Ramirez. I picked Anthony Giraldi in his comeback performance here, and he's been okay, but you got to figure he's still just a little bit tender on that ankle, but it's nice to have his presence out there. And I said Zach Molina might have a chance to make a contribution here tonight. So it's Vasco facing a 2nd and 11 from the 40-yard line, and now we're going to get movement again on the right side. I believe number 72 jumped first. That would have been Lavin Santillan. So Santillan commits the infraction on the right side. That's a 5-yard penalty, and he'll push him back 5 more yards.
Yeah, absolutely no excuse on that there. You know the snap count. You got to hold your water up front, and you got to do a better job of paying attention to what's going on in the huddle. And unfortunately for Westview, that's giving up free yards there to Red Mountain, but they'll take it.
So, James, have you picked up your Case Keenum jersey yet, my friend?
I have not, but it is on order. Let me tell you what, he's done a great job. And how about that Broncos defense, my friend?
Well, hey, what happened here? What in the world happened here? Wow. So we have an unsportsmanlike assessed to Red Mountain. That's a 15-yard penalty, and somehow Westview was going the other way. Now they're in business again. Vasco to the end zone. Too much. Great coverage by Tanner Goodchild. Looking for Isaac Hall in the back of the end zone, and Tanner Goodchild in a great position to defend that football.
Yeah, Goodchild in excellent position that time from the snap. He had his receiver manned all the way down the football field, and there was nothing home downfield for the Westview Knights that time.
Well, it wasn't about Case Keenum. That's not who I wanted to bring up. Terrell Davis took his number 30 down from the rafters and handed it to a kid named Patrick Lindsay and said, "Young man, you're the real deal. Wear my jersey." And Patrick Lindsay housed one in that game, and you're thinking, who's Patrick Lindsay?
Yeah, Philip Lindsay out of the University of Colorado, a local kid. He actually played high school football.
Is it Philip?
In Denver, yeah.
Philip or Patrick? The kid's got wheels. Back to the outside, 30, 20, 10. Running the rock for Westview, number 28 that time. That's Dominic Fuentes, and Tanner Goodchild over there to make an excellent stop on what could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, had to buzz the feet there at the very end. Tanner Goodchild, full-grown man, play on the near sideline over here, forcing the ball carrier out of bounds and making the stop for Red Mountain.
I got the wrong name. Patrick Lindsay, 30. He's wearing 30.
Come over and watch the game on Sunday. If you're not doing anything, you know I'll be watching it. It's always a Bronco party at the Poovey household, sir.
Yep. I'll be in the muck and mire of the Pittsburgh Steeler gold and black, and it's right now we got a lot of issues. A lot of issues right now. You tired of Cleveland Browns, 21-21. That should not happen.
And how do you feel about your tailback holding out and then tweeting out a picture like he's watching the game like he could have done something? He should have been there. Your thoughts?
It's a tough business, right? It's a tough spot because you've seen a lot of guys get a ton of money in the National Football League. Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack, these guys got a ton of money. Aaron Rodgers and Le'Veon Bell arguably is the best back in the business, and he just wants to get his share. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, with that long tradition of the Rooneys owning that organization, they typically don't pay that type of player. And it's typically because of the off-field nonsense, getting popped for a couple possessions, the suspensions, the porn stuff. Those are the things they don't like. So this is Vasco on a zone read, and he's going to take it into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. Nicholas Vasco, a 5-yard run on the zone read, and for the second time this evening, the Westview Knights quarterback has scored a touchdown, and they are an extra point away from leading 14-10 here in this third quarter.
Yeah, once again, Westview offensive line doing a great job getting up to the second level, scraping and getting up to those linebackers and finishing the job there right there at the goal line as Vasco is able to plunge it in. And Westview, they are in command of this one now, up 4 points here coming shortly.
Fanega, Vasquez, Santillan, and Alvarez, all inspirational up front. A good placement there for Osorio, and he drills it right down the middle. 4:36 to go in this third quarter. Our score, the Westview Knights 14 and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions 10.
Sponsor of your Phoenix Suns and Arizona Coyotes.
Parker and Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker and Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker and Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, REPAIR for Parker and Sons.
The Parker & Sons Red Mountain Varsity Player of the Week. The Parker & Sons Red Mountain Varsity Player of the Week. The Parker & Sons Red Mountain Varsity Player of the Week.
James Poovy's running the board. That's all I got to say. JP's got the board. 14-10 our score here. This is not a blowout.
Not at all.
Yeah, do you want to pay Le'Veon Bell? Yeah, you want to pay him, but you can't pay him to be a knucklehead. And if he would have come to camp and been a teammate,
that's what gets me the most.
It would have helped.
Be a teammate first.
It would have helped. James Conner did a fine job. The reason Pittsburgh lost that game certainly was because Le'Veon Bell wasn't there. Could he have made a difference? Sure. But there's Rivera catching the ball a yard deep in the end zone, and rightfully so, it's ruled a touchback. That game that happened earlier in the year where they just let these guys come running the football out of the end zone must have been officiating in another league, because you just can't do that.
No, that's illegal touching is the call on that.
So this is the D train. The D train will start this series 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, trailing 14-10. And this is the second time tonight that Red Mountain has trailed, and the 5 turnovers have an awful lot to do with the score right now, 14-10. Under center's D-Train on a play fake. There is Calemres Peebles, and he can't get it to him because he's sacked on the play. Westview comes up and makes a big sack. It's Carlos Aragon, and unfortunately for Red Mountain, Calemres Peebles was streaking down the field on a 9 route, and he would have been there in golden position, but that time the offensive line broke down.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for number 74, Francisco Salcedo, unable to hold off the rush there of Carlos Aragon. He was coming full steam ahead towards the quarterback, Darren Johnson, and unfortunately for Red Mountain, they were able to get him. Darren Smith, excuse me.
Entering the game, Red Mountain, I believe we have to check that. There's a pass batted down at the line of scrimmage, and it falls to the ground. Darren Smith under heavy pressure. You talk about playing the position under duress. Right now, the D-Train is under duress.
2 plays in a row, he's had pressure right in his face, and not able to do anything with it that time was Darren Smith. Big third down upcoming here for Red Mountain. They've got to get out of this hole.
You know they want to take a shot down the field to Rivera or Reese Peebles. Calemres Peebles has been big play all season long. Has a 54-yard catch, a 40-yarder, an 18-yarder. In fact, he's caught 4 passes for 132 yards and a touchdown. He has been big play. 4 wide receiver package for D-Train. With time, he throws. The ball is caught at the 43-yard line by Calemres Peebles. And Calemres Peebles with a great route and a beautiful throw in the nick of time as the D-Train took a shot as he delivered the football.
Big play, Peebles. Nice job of Darren Smith standing in there. He was under pressure once again. He has been all this drive. He took a shot there just as he delivered the football, but a nice job of getting it on time down the field to Calemres Peebles. and Red Mountain needed that first down that time.
Great arm strength and great accuracy by the D-Train. 29-yard gain to Kellen Maurice Peebles. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. A quick pass out to the outside. It's Rivera making a move at the 50-yard line, and he'll have first down yardage. So a quick pass there, and it was a great release by D-Train. Connect on the far sideline. That was Jared Wilson, his second catch of the campaign, his first catch tonight.
Nice job standing in tall there was Darren Smith and delivering the football on the far side of the field. Number 14 on the reception, Jared Wilson hauled it in and picked up a bunch of yards after the catch. And a nice job there of moving the football as they crossed the midfield stripe.
With that 4 in his 14 in the digit, he looked similar to Ramses Rivera and made a move like Rivera. Good speed and great work after the catch as Westview jumps offside on the far sideline. That's Aragon. And one of the reasons that Carlos Aragon has had such a great night, he's been jumping the snap count most of the night.
Yeah, he's been able to time it very good, but Darren Smith, nice job of eluding that. A little bit of a hard count there, drawing Aragon up into the B gap. And nice job capitalizing on that Westview mistake there for Red Mountain.
So the Mountain Lions trying to pick up the tempo here. 2:48 to go in the third quarter. It's a 14-10 margin. Red Mountain trails this one here. The Westview Knights again coming off back-to-back shutouts against Alhambra and Mountain Ridge. 58-0 last week. Boy, they are cruising. D-Train in the shotgun formation. Looks to the near side all the way. Throws, and it's going to be nearly picked off. That was a dangerous throw into double coverage. Lorenzo Bowers was the intended receiver, and Aragon on the near side of the field this time, James, breaking up that pass play.
Yeah, great in pass coverage was Aragon that time, and he had nothing but green grass in front of him. He was able to haul that one in, and he would have been off to the races down the near sideline, but fortunately for Red Mountain, it falls incomplete, and they live to play another down.
Is it safe to say that Carlos Aragon's been the standout player on the field for both teams tonight? I think so. 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line of Westview. Now there's more movement up front, and this time it's going to be assessed to Red Mountain. Procedure on that left side, and perhaps Jared Wilson moved just a little bit too soon, and it was just enough to throw off the entire play.
Anxious to get down the field was Jared Wilson that time, trying to make a play for his football team, and unfortunately he's got to hold his water there and keep the offensive mistakes to a minimum here. Red Mountain, they're moving the football very good, but they shot themselves in the foot on that one.
14-10. Third quarter action on the Red Mountain Football Network. Again, Westview shows blitz. They back out of it. They run the ball to Ramirez, and Ramirez is going to be stretched out. Late penalty marker comes in from the back judge, and Ramirez picks up about 3 yards on the play. Double threes, Jacob Miranda makes the tackle. He's one of the leading tacklers on this football team.
Boy, Red Mountain going backwards here with the penalty once again.
Miranda leads the Mustang team in tackling with 16 tackles. Just last week, he had himself a night. 10 tackles, 7 of them solo, 4 TFLs. You have a 7-3-10-4 line, you played a tackle football game.
Yes, you did, and you played it very well. That's an excellent stat line from his outside linebacker position. At 5'7", 145. Wow.
He's a wrestler. Low to the ground, leverage, play fake. This is Ramirez, 50, 45, and he'll fall towards the 39-yard line. Make it the 41-yard line, I beg your pardon. And great deception at the line of scrimmage there on that ball fake by the quarterback, Darren Smith.
Yeah, great play fake from Darren Smith and an excellent carry of the rock that time for Georgia Ramirez, and credit to him as well for not stepping out on that play, but stepping back inside and not avoiding contact, taking it on all comers, and a great job on the carry there for Ramirez.
D-Train flushed out of the pocket, stiffs arms a tackler, gets a block, now he's going to run with it. D-Train is going to be tackled on the 40-yard line. Great open field tackle by double threes. Jacob Miranda just spoke of him, and he was right there staying home and waiting for D-Train to get him, and he just took his legs out.
Yeah, great pressure there that time from Westview. They forced the quarterback out of the pocket. He did a nice job of evading the rush and making something out of nothing there for Red Mountain.
Great benefit by Red Mountain. They pick up a defensive holding penalty. That's a 10-yard penalty and a first down for the Mountain Lions. You talk about a huge break right there on a third down play. That was big.
That was huge, especially since they weren't able to capitalize on that run there from Darren Smith. But they're in business once again here at the Westview 30.
Kalem Reese-Peebles breaks the huddle to the far side of the field. In the slot there is Zach Molina. 3 wide receiver set here for the D-Train. Wheat in protection. And now there's a blitz, and here comes Carlos Aragon, unabated to the quarterback. Another sack for him, his 3rd of the game, and he takes down Darren Smith. And there was a breakdown in communication somewhere along the line there. He got there uncontested and slammed him to the ground.
Yeah, he did. Once again, coming up that B-gap blitz was Aragon. They might have to keep an extra protector in there in the backfield for Red Mountain because Aragon is wrecking things here for Red Mountain's offense.
Coming into the ball game, Westview had 12 team sacks. I mentioned the 51 TFLs. 2nd and 20 from the 40-yard line. Big play. This is the D-Train. Wants to go up top. Has time. He throws. The ball is caught by Carter Wheat at the 20-yard line, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown. Carter Wheat, 40 yards to the house. Pater pops. Touchdown, Red Mountain.
Excellent protection up front. There was no pass rush that time for Westview. Darren Smith able to stand in tall, deliver the ball on time to Carter Wheat. And he accelerated up the middle of the football field, saw the end zone, and was not going to be denied on that one.
Great pass by Darren Smith. Great catch by Carter Wheat, and then the cutback to the near side takes it into the end zone for his 1st touchdown of the year for Carter Wheat. Have a night, big fella.
That was a great job that time. Nice to see him into the end zone for the Lions.
That's the 8th touchdown pass of the season for Darren Smith, and Connor Gardner drills the 1-point after try. 20 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Our score from Red Mountain High School. The Mountain Lions 17 and the Knights 14.
We got ourselves a game here, Kevin.
Big strike, Darren Smith to Carter Wheat. What a target Carter Wheat is. And that time he demonstrated all the characteristics and the intangibles that the BYU Cougars like in number 99. Carter Wheat. Coming into the game, James, 9 catches for 86 yards without that score. And finally, he's on the tote. He's on the scoreboard. And Carter Wheat, his 1st touchdown of the year, a 40-yard catch and run.
Yeah, great job that time running down the seam. I won't say he was running wide open because he wasn't. A great job of finding him in traffic did Darren Smith, and a very accurate pass there from Smith. And Carter Wheat, a little bit of high step in there as he approached the goal line, and great to see him get in the end zone for Red Mountain.
Some styling and some profiling. Lance Lawson will be in town tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in Tucson, taking on the Wildcats. The Thunderbirds and the Wildcats. Our very own Lance Lawson will be on display in that contest tomorrow night. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, talking with Coach Lawson before the game, he should get a couple carries as well, so it'll be interesting to see that play out tomorrow evening in Tucson. Be rooting for Lance, obviously, but bear down, go Wildcats.
Gardner drills one with that right leg of his. To the 10, to the 15, straight ahead, to the 23, maybe 24-yard line. Isaac Thompson with a special teams tackle. And the return man, again, was Romel Boyaba. And, boy, he brings out a head of steam, doesn't he?
Yeah, Boyaba was coming up there, but I tell you what, Isaac Thompson with an excellent form tackle that time. He lowered the boom. We got to have a nickname for Isaac Thompson because he's been doing work on the defensive side of the ball this year for Red Mountain.
IT. He's an IT guy.
He's an IT guy. There you go.
We'll come up with something better than that for Isaac Thompson. Isaac Thompson, outstanding young man being recruited by ACU. 17-14. Final 12 seconds of this quarter running off. And this is Vasco on a quarterback keeper. He'll have a yard, and that's about it. And that's the final play of this 3rd quarter from Red Mountain High School on Red Mountain TV. Our score at the end of 3, Red Mountain 17, Westview 14. 4th and final quarter coming up right after this.
Partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602-2-REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
The Parker & Sons Red Mountain Varsity Player of the Week. The Parker & Sons Red Mountain Varsity Player of the Week.
Dude.
Red Mountain football fans, this is head coach Mike Peterson. From me to you, I invite you to listen to the Lions Den podcast each week, hosted by Red Mountain football play-by-play voice Kevin Derryberry, the K-Man. We will talk Mountain Lion football in depth after each game. Highlights, player interviews, chalk talk, and the Parker & Sons Varsity Player of the Week. Listen to the Lions Den, and hey, don't be that guy.
Money, 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 money.
Woo! Jeremy Knutson, our executive producer here tonight on Red Mountain TV.
Oh, come on, man.
JP is just rolling over here. It's 17-14, and I want to get back to that touchdown pass by Darren Smith to Carter Wheat. 40-yard pass play, and Darren Smith delivered a really excellent ball in a tight window. There was some room there, but he threw it in between three defenders, and that was just an excellent route by Carter Wheat. And the finish by Carter Wheat, taking it to the house.
Yeah, great job seeing him getting in the end zone there. A little bit of style as he approached the goal line, and nice to see Darren Smith deliver a great football that time. But the protection up front was outstanding from the offensive line, Red Mountain. He had all day, didn't have to move around a whole lot at all in the pocket.
Give those guys credit. Park, Saucedo, Cooley, Hola, and Bray. All right, before we can get going in this fourth quarter, Westview is going to commit yet another infraction, a procedure penalty up front. Carter Wheat, a commit to play football next year for Brigham Young University. And the quarterback for the Chandler Wolves will meet him there on campus, Jacob Conover. And how about the Cougs coming into this great state of Arizona recruiting players like that? That's just awesome for those two young men. So they'll back them up 5 yards. Westview faces a 2nd and 15 from their own 19-yard line, trailing 17-14. Still very much in this game. It's Albert Curry getting the jet sweep, handoff, turns a corner, and he'll pick up a yard, maybe two. He's still on his feet on the far sideline, and Anthony Giraldi is just going to grab his arm and drag him out of bounds.
How about Curry coming back in the game here? I thought he'd have a lot more carries in the first half. Can't help but wonder if he was maybe got a little dinged up on an earlier play in their first part of the ball game, but he came back with a full head of steam on that one there. Was trying to pick up some extra yards toward the end of the play.
Last year, Westview was led by their quarterback, Scott Fowlers. He's now playing at Minot State. His teammates with former Red Mountain Line, Justin Coleman, the hitman. Teammates with Scott Fowlers. And how about Joel Zarita? Joel Zarita, a true freshman playing for Jeff Bowen at HCU right now, former Westview Knight player last year. Joel Zarita, true freshman, getting it done in the Sooner Athletic Conference. And now Bosco's going to have to take a timeout. He indicates to Steve Huddleston, we want a timeout, and he'll have to take up timeout right here. Next week, it'll be the Basha Bears. Basha at one point was taking on Highland tonight, and I think they had a 7-0 lead, or it was 7-0 Highland. We didn't get that information correctly, but either way, a 7-point ball game between those two teams near the break. Two very good football teams. Chris McDonald in his first year for Basha, 4-0, entering play this week, and if they hold on and win and beat Highland, who's unbeaten right now at 4-0, you're looking at a 5-0 team coming here next week to take on the Red Mountain Lions. And that game we mentioned already will be on Cox Communications.
Yeah, Battle of the Unbeaten tonight with Highland squaring off against Basha, and that should be a dandy contest here next week, as you mentioned. We'll be hosting that one 7 p.m. next Friday night, Red Mountain and Basha.
So after the timeout taken by Westview, the Knights will be faced with a 3rd and 4 from their own 29-yard line. On a play fake, it's Vasco to the air. He throws far side, and it's too high for Albert Curry to reach up and snare. So that's an incomplete pass. That'll bring up a 4th down situation here for Nick Garretts, and he's going to send down the punting unit.
Yeah, unfortunate for Westview, not able to get much going on that offensive drive there, but credit to Red Mountain. They were getting some penetration up front and forcing some errant passes there from Westview, and ultimately going to force the 4th down turnover here.
So it'll be Osorio on to punt from his own 16-yard line. Back deep to receive for the Mountain Lions, Georgie Ramirez and Zach Molina. Good snap, and the right-legged punter puts one up in the air to the far side, and it's going to be spotted right at midfield. So Osario's punt marked out at midfield, unofficially 30-yard punt, 35-yard punt, and Red Mountain with a 17-14 lead here, James, have a short field. They're set up shop at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they're in great position here. That kick had a lot of air under it, but it actually landed there right near the midfield line like a pitching wedge, just stuck to the turf and didn't bounce much at all for Westview.
I'm not sure if the Slim Reaper, Clem Reese-Peebles, gets enough credit for his ability, but he set up that last scoring drive on his nice catch. And then Carter Wheat finished the play. First attempt from midfield. Darren Smith wants to go back to the air. He's got a wide open Lorenzo Bowers. He'll make the catch. Oh, he can't make the catch. Oh, my goodness. Holy smokes.
Oh, that hurts.
He was all by himself, and it was an amazing play from all angles. And I assumed that he was going to catch the ball. I really did.
Yeah.
And for that young man, you just hoped he would hang on to that one.
Unfortunate there. Darren Smith with great protection up front from his offensive line once again, able to set his feet, find his check down receiver, and Lobo, nothing but green grass had he caught that one.
And that was the third progression on that play, so a nice job there by the quarterback finding the right man. On a play fake, Smith hit as he lets it go, and he was crushed. Carlos Aragon again unebaited to the quarterback. He put a licking on Darren Smith, and that pass fought out in a hurry.
Yes, it did indeed. And Aragon once again terrorizing the Red Mountain backfield that time. They got to get somebody in there to protect, and they got to know where 16 is at all times on that football field.
He has been outstanding tonight, James, all over the field. And as I mentioned just a couple of series ago, he might be the best player on the field in this game tonight.
Yeah, he has been the greatest player on the field tonight for both sides, and Aragon just continues to get it done for the Westview Knights.
Coverage to the near side of Reese-Peebles. Low snap, and the pass is thrown out into the flat. A diving reception made by Zach Molina. Zach Molina has been the favorite target of Darren Smith the last couple of weeks. For Molina, he had 7 catches for 79 yards in his last contest. Zach Molina, a playmaker, his first touchdown of the year last week. And Hiram Boren has checked in on special teams here as Connor Gardner is back deep to punt. So here comes Jared Wilson onto the field late. And we're going to get a penalty marker from the referee. It looks like it'll be a delay of game here. Play clock had expired. That might have been designed to give Connor Gardner a little more room here, James.
You'd like to think it was a design play, Kevin. Unfortunately, it looked like they were trying to run him in a little bit late there. But, hey, it does give Gardner a little bit more room to stretch his legs, if you will, and try to boot this one down near the goal line for Red Mountain.
For Ray Guy?
Yes, Raiders punter.
Ray Guy, Hall of Fame punter. He used to do things like that. Get the 5 so you have a little more room. The left-footed punt, a beauty. And it takes a big-time roll into the end zone. And Westview feeling it right now. That was Caden Staples. Let that ball go into the end zone. And by rule, it will be a touchback. So Red Mountain hanging here in this ball game. They lead it by 3, 17-14, 10:28 remaining. And that last drop ball by Bowers there was just tough. That would have kind of given the Red Mountain Outlions a little breathing room.
Yeah, that would have been a nice catch there. He had nothing but real estate in front of him and the goal line ahead, but unfortunately unable to capitalize was Red Mountain. And they're going to have a big defensive stand here with 10:28 to go in the fourth quarter.
For perspective, we mentioned Red Mountain was 10th in the 6A conference with 1,533 yards. Pinnacle, the leader at 21.95. On the sweep, it's Curry to the edge, turns the corner, and he's going to have his legs taken out, or at least forced out there by number 5, Shaq Daniels. Nice job there by Shaq to get low to the ground and knock the feet out from Albert Curry, at least for the force out.
Yeah, you could tell that Westview's trying to get Curry out on the edge here. They want to make sure and get it quick hitters to him as he's getting off the schneid here a bit in the second half and providing a lot of offensive production here for the Westview Knights here in the fourth quarter.
Clock stopped with 10:21 to go. 3-point ball game here in the fourth quarter. Working left to right of the Westview Knights. Curry steps up now, lines up at an H-back spot. There goes the tailback in motion, and this is going to be Vasco up the middle, and he's going to run right into Francisco Saucedo and Anthony Giraldi right there. Hello, friends.
Yeah, nice job going low for Francisco Saucedo, wrapping up the ball carrier, and coming in was Giraldi to finish the job up top for Red Mountain's defense. As an excellent stop for the unit of Red Mountain.
Giraldi second on the team in tackles with 27. The team leader in tackles, I believe, is Georgia Ramirez with 29, and Isaac Thompson second with 28. A couple of linebackers getting it down there, and a safety. Vasco to the air, fires complete, near side, and still on his feet is that wide receiver. That is Rafael Bocanegra, and the Mountain Lions had a bully up on him to get him out of bounds.
They did. It took about 3 guys to wrestle him down there for Red Mountain. An excellent job coming up and trying to strip that ball out. Excellent effort there for number 22, Georgia Ramirez. Nice team defense there for Red Mountain, swarming the football, and everybody in on that tackle there trying to make something happen for the defense.
IT, Isaac Thompson getting it done. 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 from the 37-yard line. This is Curry, and Curry tries to accelerate and then get to the edge, and they will have no opportunity to do that at all because IT, again, Isaac Thompson right there among friends, making it very difficult. That is the 29th tackle of the season for Isaac Thompson.
Yeah, once again, great team defense there for Red Mountain. Isaac Thompson along with Anthony Giraldi in there to clean that one up as well. And an injured Westview player, we'll see if we can get a number on that guy here momentarily.
Holding his right knee is the injured player. Mike Peterson out there next to the linesman. Having a conversation. See if we can't figure out who this injured player is for Westview.
Looks like that's number 73, Sebastian Alvarez, sophomore, 6'2", 213 pounds. Nice to see him get up and trot off the field under his own power.
That is indeed good to see. Liberty leads Leland, California, 42-0 at the half. Big night for running back Jeff Kinch, 94 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Liberty has got a squad this year, Kevin.
South Point has a 27-15 lead. This is Vasco to the air, far side of the field, and there's going to be a pass interference penalty coming up for somebody. Shaq Daniels was in the area with the coverage. In fact, Shaq was there stride for stride. The intended receiver for Westview, Rafael Bocanegra, penalty marker thrown on the play, and the prelim is a forearm shiver there by the defensive back.
Yeah, Shaq Daniels giving him that chicken wing all the way down the sideline there, and that's going to get called every single time, unfortunately, for Red Mountain.
That's too bad. Sawero trails 31-28. And my good buddy Chris Eaton from Gridiron, Arizona, and ArizonaVarsity.com says we might be there till 11. 31-28. Chaparral with the lead. This is the tailback. Once again, they stretch him out, and nowhere to go for Dominic Fuentes. Jake Griffin all over that play, sniffing that one out. Jake Griffin having himself a fantastic night. He was the Lions Den Parker & Sons Varsity Player of the Week just a couple weeks back. In fact, Georgia Ramirez has taken that honor the last 2 weeks, but Griffin, 5 sacks before the night, was 3rd in the 6A conference. He already has won the night, and a slew of tackles.
Yeah, textbook defensive end play that time from Jake Griffin, able to shed the blocker, shuffle his feet down the line of scrimmage, get off the block, and pursue and make a great play in the backfield there, keeping outside contained for Red Mountain.
TFL, there's a shovel pass to Curry, and the play is blown up. Isaac Thompson all over it, fumble on the play, and Red Mountain says they've got the ball. Let's see who comes up with the rock. Isaac Thompson was there to blow up the play. I think Anthony Giraldi came away with a pigskin. either way, Red Mountain's going to get a much-needed turnover here in a defensive stop.
Yeah, Giraldi and Thompson in on that one there, and they're constantly trying to rip that football out. Very successful with it that time, and a much-needed turnover for Red Mountain here late in this one, as they are only leading this one by 3.
I saw that play run on Sunday in the National Football League. The player that they ran it to was Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. Same play. Hill housed it.
How about the wheels on Tyreek Hill? Hopefully you have him on your fantasy team, Kevin.
Smoke. He's a good one. I don't take Chiefs. Never have, never will.
It's a great policy.
Stephon Page going back. Christian Okoye, Priest Holmes. Pass to Rivera. Rivera slips a tackle in the backfield. It takes it out across the 45-yard line to the 40, inside the 37-yard line, where Rivera will flip the ball to the official and go back to the huddle. Nice gain of 8 yards on that reception.
And how about number 58, Carson Foster, blocking down the field that time for Ramses Rivera, coming in at guard. The junior, 5'11", 233, doing a great job down the field for Red Mountain.
How about Carson Foster? Under center, it's the D train. Student body left. This is George Ramirez. Waits for his blockers, gets around a block, slips a tackle, and then they're just going to gang tackle him and throw him back down near the 40-yard line. Great pursuit on the tailback Ramirez. And in there mixing things up was Jacob Miranda with some buddies.
Yeah, nice job there. A little trap on the outside there, pulling that guard and getting him to kick out the defensive end there. Nice productive play there for Red Mountain, but just shy of the line to gain. 3rd and short upcoming here for the Lions.
Darren Smith and Ramses Rivera have a 4-game touchdown streak on the line right now. They have yet to connect here in this one. This is the D train. Back to Ramirez. Ramirez breaks through the line of scrimmage into the secondary, and he is going to be dragged down around the 22-yard line. Great burst and some excellent acceleration up the gut by Georgie Ramirez, his best run of the evening.
Yes, great job approaching the line of scrimmage there with an excellent pad level. George Ramirez entire time never let those feet stop churning, and he picked up a nice chunk of yardage there, and yet another first down here for Red Mountain. They're moving the football.
He picked up the number on the quarterback's back, 15 yards from Georgie Ramirez, and the Mountain Lions now inside 7 minutes to go are in position here, approaching the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Again, it's Ramirez right back where he came from, up the middle, and they're going to drag him down, and he's going to keep moving. Still on his feet inside the 5 to the 4, maybe down the 2-yard line. Georgie Ramirez, right back where he came from, busts the gut up the middle, and he takes it down to the 1-yard line.
And a very applause-driven drive there. Nice job that time for Red Mountain. Credit to the offensive coordinators, Tabor Lamar and Chris Andriotis, going right back to the well there. Very successful play. Once again, give it to Georgie. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
1st and goal to go. They give it to Double Deuces, and he's going to lunge in, and he's going to be spotted and stopped short. So Ramirez, 2 touchdowns last week, already 1 on the ground tonight. He was bidding for yet another one. Of course, Ramirez also had a receiving touchdown last week, good for 35 yards. On this last 2 plays, they went for 15 for Ramirez and then 21, all of them right up the gut for Westview. And this is 4th quarter crunch time. This is the time when you want to run the football at will if you can.
Pound the rock. You want to get the ball, get great movement up front. That's what they're doing here on this drive.
They go to Georgie again on a handoff, and Ramirez gets tattooed at the line of scrimmage, and he's denied once again. So this will be a 3rd and goal to go from the 1-yard line.
Critical play here upcoming for Red Mountain's offense. They want to continue to get moving up front. They're knocking on the door. They want to go ahead and plunge it in here and get the score.
This is George Ramirez, the deep back. Do they run it on student body left, or they just go right back up the middle? They give it to Ramirez, and Ramirez is going to fight for the goal line. I think, again, he's going to be stopped short. So credit the night defense on 3 consecutive plays. Oh, now they're going to say he scored a touchdown. The linesman comes in, he walked it in, and put him up late. I believe that was Rich Pineda, came in late and put him up. So credit Georgie Ramirez with his 2nd touchdown run of the evening and his 4th rushing touchdown in the last 2 games.
Yeah, they bring in those halfbacks, the jumbo package, if you will, there, Alexander Randall and number 74, Francisco Salcedo, and a nice push up front that time, able to get Georgie Ramirez into the end zone. He plunges in for the Red Mountain 6.
Good snap, a good hold. The 1-point conversion attempt is good. You remember the old days when you were watching a TV show and you'd get into that final 58 minutes, and it was like a cliffhanger, and it would say to be continued. That's what happened on that touchdown right there. There was a call, there was no call, and then it was to be continued, and then put them up, touchdown.
Yes, much to the pleasure of the Red Mountain contingent on hand here this evening. Georgia Ramirez, nice job churning those legs, never giving up on the play, and ultimately comes up with the score and puts Red Mountain in command of this one. 4:51 remaining here in the ballgame.
24-14, a 10-point lead, the largest of the night. And on that special teams play, there was a potential personal foul there as the officials continue to talk this one over. The flag was thrown, and now it's going to be about where they set up shop on this kick. So Georgie Ramirez caps off the drive with a run of 15, a run of 21, and a run of 1 to house it. And Red Mountain comes away with a big touchdown here. 5 minutes to go in this one, 4:51 to go. And really, it's been sloppy. This is winning ugly here if you can hang.
They're on the kickoff. There was a face mask penalty assessed to Westview on that touchdown, or excuse me, extra point try there. So Red Mountain is going to be in business here on the special teams unit as well.
Going back to the offense and what we talked about in the first half, the idea of this club, it's still a challenge to determine and put a footprint on this group. And we're just going to have to go with it. We got to live with the balance. 51 split.
Would kill for that a lot of times, especially in high school. Obviously, swing, you're better on with the run game than you are on the pass. Very balanced attack here statistically for Red Mountain. And it's been running back by committee. You got Jarquell Garner been putting up some yardage. Georgie Ramirez doing his thing, and a number of guys contributing for Red Mountain's offense here this evening.
The man they called Georgie getting it done. And so now when it's all said and done, they'll just kick it from the 40-yard line. That's where Connor Gardner will go to work as he drills that right leg through it, and it just goes right over. And once again, Ramel Boyaba doesn't even have a chance to return it, and that's effective when your kicker can consistently put it in the end zone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want from your kicker, getting it over the head of the return man, eliminating the possibility of any play there for Westview, and setting up the defense in position at the 20.
We haven't said Jaden Moss's name tonight. Moss had 2 sacks last week, and he was in the ArizonaVarsity.com Rising Stars column last week. We haven't seen the young man. 5'11", 205, had 9 tackles last week. It's 24-14. Red Mountain with the lead with 4:51 to go. Moscow on the handoff, and he runs it to the tailback. His tailback is Dominic Fuentes. The specs on Fuentes in the media guide here, 5'5", 150. Does that even seem possible?
115?
That's what's listed.
That's got to be a typo, Kevin.
Maybe 145?
There's not a player, I don't think, out there for Westview weighing $115.
It is indeed interesting. Go ahead, give us your PSA for the Max Preps.
Please update your roster, coaches, as it helps us recognize your kids.
Your student athletes get the pub. They get the recognition. Any update on Basha Highland? Highland leads it into 3 at the end of 3 quarters from Highland High School. The Hawks lead it 17-0. So Basha could come in here next week with 1 loss. Pass thrown out to the far side, broken up. Isaac Thompson there, and picking up the ball, scooping it up, and heading towards the red zone was Anthony Giraldi, just in case. Good to have Anthony Giraldi back there. If nothing else, the presence of number 12 and what he does. He delivers a punch every time he tackles somebody.
Able to deliver the lumber. Yes, number 12, Anthony Giraldi, does a great job getting those guys lined up on defense as well, and he's a critical cog in the defense for Red Mountain.
3rd and 8 from the 22-yard line for Westview. It's Fosco on the shotgun. He rolls out. Here comes the pressure. He throws far side of the field. Ball is caught, and a first down for double check that. That was actually Nathan Young on the reception. Had to double check that. Number 4, Dominic Russell, not in this ball game. He's the defensive tackle knocked out there. But Vasco from his back foot, almost a Hail Mary, if you will, James, makes the completion on the far side. Give the credit to Nathan Young for the perseverance to stick in on that play.
Yeah, what a great reception there. You've seen that You Got Moss feature that they have every Sunday morning on NFL Countdown, and the Red Mountain defender got mossed on that one.
Gain of 13. Far sideline again. Penalty marker thrown. This time the pass was intended for Isaac Hall. Looked like Shaq was in the area of the coverage once again. Steve Huddleston will talk about it. It comes up with a prelim. He'll say that's pass interference against Red Mountain. So clock is stopped here, 3:57 to go.
Yeah, unfortunately for Red Mountain there, Shaq Daniels in coverage for the Mountain Lions. Got to eliminate the contact once you cross that 5-yard mark, and unfortunately he got nailed on that one.
So Westview will get the benefit of the pass interference penalty. They'll move the football up to the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. That's where Vasco will go to work here, trailing by 10, 24-14. They run a little shovel pass again, and this is number 28. The scat back, number 28, continues to do what he does. That's Dominic Fuentes, and he's got some speed to the edge, James.
Yeah, Fuentes with a great run there for Westview. They pulled the backside guard and tackle on that play. Had a host of blockers out there in front, and a nice pickup there for Westview. They moved the chains once again here.
Jacob Griffin with another big-time tackle for the Red Mountain Lions. We'd like to thank Parker & Sons Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, Electrical, Water, and Softening. There will be no Melvins on your job. Parker & Sons. And Tesoro Home, custom home and remodeling specialists. Tesoro Home Builders. Vasco back to throw. From the pocket, throws over the middle of the field. The ball is caught. What an exceptional catch. Down the middle of the field, number 19, Rafael Bocanegra hauls that one in. What an acrobatic catch by the 6'2", 195-pound senior wideout.
Yeah, nice job, Bocanegra, going up and getting that one, running down the seam, wide open. A nice delivery from the quarterback, Vasco, for Westview. And Westview once again moving the chains here on Red Mountain.
That was a 25-yard pass play from Vasco to Bocanegra, and Westview will not go away. Set up inside the red zone here again, trailing by 10 points, 3:17 to go. We'd also like to thank some more sponsors of Red Mountain Football. Monica Tapani. For all of your local real estate needs, try Monica Tapani. And the Force Football Academy, the East Valley's premier youth football and 7-on-7 organization.
Red Mountain football fans, make sure and listen to the Lions Den podcast with head coach Mike Peterson every Wednesday. Show host Kevin Jerry Berry enjoys conversation with Coach Peterson about tonight's game against Westview, Chalk Talk, the varsity player of the week, and a preview of next week's opponent, the Basha Bears. The Lions Den podcast heard every Wednesday.
The Westview Knights played in the state championship game back in 2007 and 2008 under head coach Jeff Bowen. Jeff Bowen now the head coach at Arizona Christian University, doing a fine job there. But JB lost in back-to-back years in 07 and 08 to the Centennial Coyotes and Ridge Taylor. That's tough. That is tough.
A juggernaut out of Peoria there is Westview Centennial. Centennial.
From the Mountain View 14, I beg your pardon. Well, that was just a train wreck from the beginning.
Can we hit the rewind button on all that right there?
So it was Vasco inside the Red Mountain red zone, was going up top, and that pass is incomplete out of the end zone. So clock stops at 3:11. It should be important that we pass along one partial score, well, actually one final score around Major League Baseball from St. Louis. The Dodgers take care of business and beat the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. Vasco again from the gun, rolls to the far side of the field, has some time, throws for the back corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Francis Kumi applying the pressure up front for Red Mountain.
Yeah, that front pressure for Red Mountain, very extensive on that play. Francis Kumi along with Alexander Randall and Francisco Salcedo pushing his man into the back lap of the quarterback that time. Nice job getting the pressure and forcing the errant throw there for Red Mountain.
Big time play here upcoming on a 3rd and 10. 4-down territory for Nick Garrett's and the Westview Knights. They're 2-1 on this season. They started off 0-5 last year, won 5 games in the 6A Southwest and got into the postseason. Vasco to the end zone, and it's a jump ball, and it's caught for the touchdown. Beating Jesus Vasquez was the wide receiver number 5, Isaac Hall. He hauls that one in, no pun intended. 6'2", 165. That was an advantage there for Westview.
Yeah, nice job. A little bit of hand fighting there near the goal line between the defender and the wide receiver, but coming up on the winning end of that one was number 5, Isaac Hall, pulling that one in for the Knights.
For Isaac Hall, that's his first reception of the year, and it's a touchdown. And with a good snap and a good hold, the 1-point conversion attempt is good. Drawing that kick was Caden Staples. And with 2:57 left in the fourth quarter from Red Mountain High School, this game has gotten a little bit tighter. It's now 24-21 Red Mountain. And hang on here, it's white knuckle time here at Red Mountain High School.
It is. Westview has done a great job of getting themselves back into this football game. Red Mountain's going to have the ball here on offense here momentarily. If you want, they're going to want to chew this clock up, drive the football down the field, maybe get the running game going here with Jarquell Garner and Georgie Ramirez out of the backfield, and let's see what they can do here, leading 24-21 over Westview.
Just to eliminate the suspense, when I mentioned that baseball score, it was 3-0 Los Angeles shutout in St. Louis. Walker Bueller credited with the victory. And is Arizona still in the race? Not even sure what they're doing right now.
Couldn't tell you, KDB.
So it's Patrick. Patrick Lindsay?
Philip Lindsay.
Philip. Yeah, Philip.
Number 30. He actually spoke with Terrell Davis and asked if it was okay for him to wear that number. Terrell gave his blessing.
But if you're TD.
Classy organization up there in Denver.
If you're TD, Pat Bolin starts with Patty. But if you're Terrell Davis, you gotta believe in the young man's game to say, okay. You're not just going to give that jersey to,
for sure,
Khalil Tate or something, right? I mean, not just going to.
Not yet.
No, due respect.
Not yet.
And there's an onside kick attempt by Osorio, and that one didn't even go 3 yards. That'll be a procedure penalty. Mike Peterson has the hands unit on the field right now. So on the field, ready to defend this kick or this potentially this onside kick, Carter Wheat, Evan Alta, Garrett Strail, Lorenzo Bowers, Connor Gardner, Georgie Ramirez, Zach Molina. Got some studs out there. Special teamers, Jared Wilson, also 6 foot, 145. So Westview will be pushed back 5 yards, so Osorio will give it another chance. And what do you do here, James? Do you onside it here, or do you just try to send it deep and hope your defense can make a stand, get you one more chance?
Well, I think the way the defense has played for Westview tonight, they're going to want to try to onside this one, and they do indeed here.
And the ball is loose, and Ramirez is right there to make the catch and to get down and secure the football. And that's what Georgie Ramirez does. He brings that sophomore presence, but he plays so much smarter than that. And what a gifted young man right there. He, too, with that cerebral approach to this game.
Yeah, he's a very heads-up player and knows the situation. He knows the position that his football team is in at all times. And that's why he's been a major contributor here for Red Mountain, and we're going to see him playing for a long time to come, Kevin.
So it'll be Darren Smith at quarterback. He'll run out there with Jacob Griffin now playing right tackle. Actually, Jacob Griffin playing right guard. The right tackle is Jasper Parks. They run it to Garner with a big hole. Garner to the secondary, down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled inside the 40-yard line. Oh, what a tackle there made by Westview. Michael Lopez, a touchdown-saving tackle as Jarquell Garner just gashed off a big run on that right side.
Yeah, a bit of pressure coming from the right side of the Westview defensive line, but nothing doing as they got it out of the gate there with Jarquell Garner up the far side of the football field, and he almost housed it there for Red Mountain.
Gain of 13 yards for Jarquell Garner. The leading rusher on this football team has 4 touchdowns. Does the senior tailback. Playing for Ty McElroy out with that dislocated elbow. This is Smith under center. Again, it's Garner right side. And Jarquell Garner starting to show a little patience as he approaches the line of scrimmage. Not quite like Ty and Lev, but still showing some patience as Jarquell Garner learns the position playing running back.
Yeah, he's able to let the play develop in front of him, let the offensive lineman cover up their man, drive them down the football field, find the open lane, and hit it with a great burst of speed. Jarquell Garner doing a great job here for Red Mountain.
Red Mountain just trying to take time off the clock here. Inside 2 minutes to go. 24-21. Red Mountain in position to win it if they can hang on. They need a couple more first downs. 2nd and 6 from the 34-yard line. Again, it's Garner. And Garner makes the first man miss. And he's going to be stacked up on the far sideline.
What a great job once again there. Jarquell Garner able to sidestep the tackler. That was once again the stud coming up there for Westview, Sebastian Knox. But once again, a nice sidestep there for Garner and able to pick up a couple of yards there for Red Mountain.
And that's the first time tonight Jaden Moss picks up the tackle, along with Caden Staples. Georgie Ramirez has run onto the field. Now we're going to get a stop and play. A timeout taken on the field with 1:36 to go as Nick Gertz will stop the clock here.
So what do you do if you're Westview here? 1:36 remaining, down 3 to Red Mountain, 24-21. Ball on the 30-yard line, 3rd down and about 3 upcoming.
What do you do, defensively or offensively?
Offensively.
For me?
What are you calling if you're
I'm
Nick
setting
Garrett?
up a screen. Oh, defensively.
Defensively, I'm sorry, defensively.
I'm just going to blitz if I'm Nick Garrett's in defense. But if I'm
Aragon,
if I'm Tabor Lamar or Chris Andriatis, they've taken Georgie out of the ball game. You probably don't want to throw here, but something that was easy to do. 3rd and 4, jumbo set here. It's Garner, the deep back. Garner gets it. Garner's got the first down. Garner breaks through the middle into the secondary. He's going to be tackled there. So Jarquell Garner comes up a little gimp after that last play. Michael Campbell with a touchdown saving tackle, and that might have been the first down necessary to win this football game for Red Mountain.
I believe so. That might be the dagger there for Westview. Nice job getting a push up front there from the offensive line of Red Mountain. And Garner just getting in behind those big boys. And with a full head of steam, keeping those legs moving and picking up that first down, moving the chains.
Griffin comes off the field along with Alexander Randall. So Kalim Reese-Peebles will line up behind Darren Smith. And Darren Smith, they're going to take a knee. Now there's movement up front.
Yeah, going to be, it looks like a...
So it'll be a procedure penalty assessed to, I believe, are they going to call encroachment here? It almost looked like the offensive line was doing some stemming, but that's impossible. You're not allowed to do that. Nice win by the clean-shaven Chris Andriatis. Gabe Morales in the house. Gabe Morales, he too is clean-shaven. On the top, on the dome. 24-21 our score, final 60 seconds count off here.
Nice performance by those assistant coaches here tonight. Nice call, able to elude the rush, oftentimes coming up the field for Westview, but a nice play call on most of the time for Red Mountain and able to get out of trouble and put those players in a position to be successful.
James, you should take over. I'm going to catch Gabe Morales in the stands. 36 seconds to go. Darren Smith is going to take the snap and take the knee in victory formation for Red Mountain. The Mountain Lions are going to win the football game. They did it in an ugly fashion. Let's call it what it is. They're going to survive 5 turnovers tonight. They win it 24-21. They'll be now 4-1 on the season. Westview will drop to 2-2. And you get the Basha Bears next week here at home on a game that you'll see on Cox Communications and right here on Red Mountain TV. But Mike Peterson's team gets it done. They win ugly here tonight.
Yeah, it was an ugly game, but they did come out with the W. And it'll be interesting to see what they do next week against Basha if they go with the dual quarterback tandem lineup with Strail and Darren Smith, or if they give it to Darren Smith or give it to Garrett Strail exclusively. Both those quarterbacks did a nice job here this evening. It wasn't pretty, but ultimately they got it done and got the win.
I think that's something that you're going to see is you might see a couple of different quarterbacks throughout the next couple of games until somebody can pull away and solidify themselves and take this job. But there were times when both players delivered and both times played very well tonight. Garrett Strail and Darren Smith.
Yeah, flashes of brilliance from both of those quarterbacks. And talking about the quarterbacks, but moving on to the running backs, had a couple of those guys contributing nicely. George Ramirez as well as Jarquell Garner out of the backfield for Red Mountain.
Those guys continue to do well. And, you know, you look for the opportunity for the offense to improve. One of the things that they can improve on, that's just simply just catching the football. If they can catch the football, they're leaving a lot of big plays out here, just chunks of yardage being left on the field.
Yeah, they got to eliminate the drop balls. They're getting excellent protection up front from the offensive line, and we need to give them props as well. They did a nice job here, both in the running game, getting a push up front from that offensive line for Red Mountain, and when it was pass time, they were able to set up and provide excellent protection from the for the quarterbacks, whether it was Darren Smith or Garrett Strill, and oftentimes they were not under duress here this evening.
You know, you look and see just how explosive this team is, and they can take the top off when they want to, it seems like. Lorenzo Bauer's a chance tonight. Ramses Rivera a chance tonight. They can run Georgie out in the flat. They have so many weapons, and they're good, but they've got work to do. Now, let's focus on the Basha Bears. You're going to get a new player next week. You'll wear number 28. Deontay Elliott is a player that a lot of people on this program and on this campus have talked about. A guy that they say is a difference maker. A Lance Lawson type, but in a bigger body. A guy that's very fast, physical, likes contact, and has a ton of elusivity. Deontay Elliott could be a game changer, and he'll make his debut here at home against the Basha Bears next Friday night.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk with him as I arrived on campus here this afternoon, and he is chomping at the bit, ready to go. I said, one more week, and he said, yes, sir. He could not wait to get in here and make a difference for this football team. And I tell you, if the offensive line keeps playing the way they do, he will be have plenty of holes to run through here for Red Mountain next week.
That line is clearly a strength, but they too can improve and get a lot better. This entire football team has work to do, but they'll take it. They're 4-1 halfway through, and Basha next week. Great performance for Georgia Ramirez tonight on both sides of the ball. Jacob Griffin, I thought, stood out. He was phenomenal. The quarterbacks we talked about, Strail and Smith, you're getting some good play from them. But I do want to mention the one kid for Westview that just stood out tonight. Carlos Aragon was a man amongst boys. No quit, high-octane energy, and he just brought it all night long. I doff my cap to Nick Garrett and Carlos Aragon of the Westview Knights.
Yeah, Aragon was at times unblockable tonight. He came through I don't know how many times untouched. He was blitzing the B gap. They put him in the middle, brought him up the A gap. Didn't matter where he was. He was effective for Westview, and he was all over the football field here tonight for the Knights.
Carter Wheat, a big night for number 99, gets his first touchdown of the year, a 40-yard catch and run. Darren Smith with a touchdown pass. Red Mountain wins the game 24-21. For our entire broadcast team, for Jeremy Knutson and his staff, for my broadcast partner, James Huey. James, always a pleasure. We look forward to next week. The Basha Bears invade Red Mountain High School. The Mountain Lions victorious tonight. They win it 24-21. Good night from East Mesa.